RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
HIV is not a crime, or it shouldn't be. People living with HIV can do and live fully healthy lives
without risk of transmitting the virus to others.
But a different fear remains.
In 30 states, Americans are being imprisoned due to their HIV status.
It's time for the laws to catch up to science.
Join the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation to modernize outdated HIV criminalization laws. Go to etaf.org.
HIV is not a crime.
Campaign funded through the support of Gilead Sciences, Incorporated.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it.
That one back, that one going, gone!
Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com. WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
You're listening to The Adam Gold Show.
Was the intention on that play all along to try to draw him offside?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even have a play called. I mean, it's a hard count play where if they cross the line of scrimmage, we're going to snap the ball and get a free play. Our center thought their end was across the line of scrimmage when he snapped it. The ref said he wasn't. So that's the way it goes. Special teams hurt us in this game. I mean, the penalty there, the false start, the blocked kick, the missed extra point, made us chase points. Yeah, I mean, we've been really good in that area, and we're not really good in that area right now. We got to get it fixed.
It's the Adam Gold Show. How you doing, everybody? I am Adam Gold. Victoria's here.
Welcome. It's a Friday!
I didn't even get a chance to say, welcome to your Friday.
I know you're extra excited because it's a Ryder Cup Friday.
I've got nothing done. Nothing at all done. It is a Ryder Cup Friday. There's a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with the Ryder Cup. We're going to hit on the Hurricanes who play in Tampa tonight. Good win for East Carolina last night at home. Sports Center was in town. Big party. Pirates look defense was excellent.
Yeah.
Against Army's triple option wish, but whatever you want to call it. They had assignment football. All football is assignment football. Yeah. Everybody's got a job to do.
Yeah.
So, but good for East Carolina. We got a weekend of college football ahead. The Panthers are in New England.
Yeah, they are.
Are you excited?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm very interested to see this game. Very interested.
You're going to watch this one?
Yeah, I am.
You didn't watch the last one?
Well, that's because I couldn't, but I was there in spirit. I got the updates. So, yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Right. I mean, it could be competitive. I'll give them that. I feel more confident about this than if they were playing, the Buffalo Bills.
Well, yes.
Or the Ravens.
Because New England isn't good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be a pillow fight.
It is.
But, look, we're just trying to see some signs. That's all.
Right.
We will talk about that when we get to Minute Takes. Victoria will give you her full breakdown. A lot of people know this. My son has never been an NFL football fan. But he's playing fantasy football now. So now he's a football fan. And so we got a lot of stuff going on in the house, blah, blah, blah. And he's watching the game on his laptop or his phone. I think it might have been his phone because that's what kids do. And he said to me, Kyler Murray isn't good. I'm like, well, just wait a minute. He might end up being good later. The truth is that he's probably right. Not probably. I think he is right. He's good enough. What Kyler Murray is fun.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
And if all you're looking for is to be entertained watching a football game, Kyler Murray is entertaining.
Yeah.
We saw it against the Panthers. He does a lot of fun things. He's tiny, but you can't catch him, right?
He's fast.
Yeah. He's got a good arm, but he doesn't make a ton of good decisions.
No, he doesn't.
And as a team, they're kind of mid, on top of that.
How How'd you feel about them uniforms yesterday?
Oh, I didn't watch the game.
Oh.
I didn't watch the game.
This is probably like the most country thing I'll ever say. Those uniforms, what are we thinking? Because it looked like they went muddin'. Do you know what muddin' is?
No.
That is where you take a dirt
truck.
bike out.
Right. Yeah,
a truck, and you go around in the mud and
Yes.
splash it all over the place. Because their uniforms look dirty.
What the Dolphins are going to wear on Monday
Yeah, it was
against the Jets.
speckled, but it looked like...
Oh, they were speckled?
It was white uniforms, and it
bedazzled?
had... Like,
were they bedazzled? I'll have to look.
It was like faded brown speckles, and I'm like, what? Did they all go mudding before the game today?
Very interesting.
It was an interesting choice.
I used to own a Jeep. My most recent car, other than the one I have now, was a Jeep, and we got big fat tires put on it.
Yeah.
Got a lift in it, which frankly was a dumb idea, but got a lift in it. And I remember somebody asking me, it was not too long after I'd gotten it, said, "Do you go mudding?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No."
Should
no. I don't. I just drive it.
Yeah.
It's a car.
On the road.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not saying you shouldn't. Like,
No.
people own Jeeps or whatever. Go, have a good time. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But it was not my thing.
No.
So
You are not doing
I'm
that.
familiar with the concept,
term.
but I've never done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not watch the game, but I was trying to explain to Jack that, yeah, Kyler Murray really isn't all that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cardinals... The Cardinals would have been smart, especially after having him, in-house for 4 or so years. They would have been smart to not pay him, to let him go somewhere else and reset. Because I just don't think Kyler Murray is ever going to be a quarterback that you win games with. He is a quarterback that you have fun with.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if I was playing, oh man, he'd be great in flag football.
Oh, yeah, he would be fun.
He'd be the greatest flag football quarterback ever. Ever. Way better than Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. Kyler Murray would be the greatest flag football quarterback. Maybe he'll be an Olympian. Maybe he'll win a gold medal.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Maybe that would be perfect for Kyler Murray. But you're not going to win serious football games with him. But this is what the Cardinals are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that they're a completely serious football team.
Yeah.
Having watched them lose to almost lose, try to lose to the Panthers.
Right.
2 weeks ago, I don't believe they're a serious football team.
No, not at all.
We have a lot to do, and most of it is just pure fun. Next. No, not next. Now.
Today is going to be so much fun.
Why?
Well, I mean, we also did get bagels. We had bagels this morning. Did you get any?
We're all carbed up.
Yes. We'll just blame it on the carb coma.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was awake late last night because I was watching live from the Ryder Cup at night, getting primed for this morning. And then, we always have early starts at the ranch. And then I needed to get Jack to school early so I would have ample time to watch the morning matches at the Ryder Cup. And I don't know what anybody was expecting. My pick was Europe probably wins, but it's tight. And I think I said that we're going to come down to the Sunday matches where 14-14 is very much in play. That's what I said the other day when we were making our predictions. This morning did not go well for the United States. Now, it wasn't a complete disaster, but 2 years ago in Rome, Europe swept the morning foursomes, which is alternate shot, 4-0. Today was almost as bad. At least Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay salvaged the day or the morning with a point. Bryce and DeChambeau predictably hit the first tee shot and came probably within 20 yards of driving the first green. It was electric. It was awesome. And after Justin Thomas hit probably a D- chip, DeChambeau made about a 10-footer for birdie, and won the hole. And then they were rocked to sleep by John Rahm and Terrell Hatton, 4-3. That was really, DeChambeau did okay. Justin Thomas did the opposite of that. He was no good. Rahm and Hatton, who went 2-0 in, I think they went 2-0 in foursomes in Rome, won again. Rahm has never lost an alternate shot match in Ryder Cup plays, 5-0. We move to the next match. All right, Scottie Scheffler, best player in the world. Here we go, America. No. Beaten soundly by Ludwig Åberg and Matt Fitzpatrick, 5-3. Scottie is now in foursomes in the last two Ryder Cups, and he didn't play in foursomes in the first one he was in. This is his third Ryder Cup. Is now 0-3-0 in foursomes. And the scores have been non-competitive. They lost this one 5-3. He lost the first one. He was in 4-3. And he lost with Brooks Koepka last year, or 2 years ago, 9-7. So, yeah, no good. No good. I think they had said that Scheffler in 3 foursomes matches had won, this was early, had won 2 holes. That 2? Yeah, no good. So they lost. And my guess, Scheffler's going to play this afternoon, I'm sure. I haven't seen the pairings yet. So Harris English and Colin Morikawa were the human sacrifice to Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood. No other way to look at that. When you go back and you look at Keegan Bradley's decision-making, a decision to put Colin Morikawa out there in alternate shot today will forever be curious to me, since he's not a very long hitter. Bethpage Black on the card might not be as long, although it is, but it plays way longer than the yardage because almost every green is elevated. So I didn't know what Colin Morikawa was going to do, and he can't putt at all. I didn't get it. And McIlroy and Fleetwood were a machine. Schauffele and Cantlay are as good a foursomes team as the U.S. has ever had, and at least they got a point. Of course, they squandered a 3-up lead on the back nine and needed a bogey from McIntyre and Hovland on the 17th hole to get their nose back in front, but Schauffele hit a great approach on 18, basically close out the match. And at least the U.S., it's not a disaster. Down 3-1. Even 2-2 in the afternoon sessions would be fine for the U.S. if they can eke out 2.5, 1.5. They're in great shape going to the next day. As I said, this is going to come down to late Sunday. It is set up to be a very tight Ryder Cup. These are two incredible teams. The U.S. does have to figure out why basically most of their players stunk today. I would actually, in some ways, include Schauffele and Cantlay in that. They won the match, but I don't think they were all that great. I think they'll go out again in the afternoon again. I haven't seen the matches. All right, that is my analysis. Honestly, Morikawa and English, they had no chance today. None. McIlroy and Fleetwood were awesome. All right. Canes are in Tampa Bay tonight, and I hope that all of you are cool with scouting, because essentially that's what tonight is going to be. You can watch it on Hurricanes.com. You can watch it on the Canes website, because you're getting a Jumbotron feed, but you also get the radio broadcast. So if it matters, you can hear me in the intermissions. Yay! Yes, Barry Kotkaniemi is going to play again. My guess is, I have not seen the lines. I'll be able to dig them up here in a minute. But William Carrier and Bradley Nadeau is my guess as to what the top line will be. We're going to see Alexander Nikishin again tonight. Giovanni Smith will play again. I know there's a lot of people that like what they have seen from him. Will he fight for a third straight preseason game?
Make it a streak.
Why not?
Yeah.
Fight a night, Giovanni Smith.
Yeah.
The goalie, that was Amir Miftakov, who played the third period on Wednesday night, struggled mightily. He and Nikita Quap, prospect to an extent, they are the two goalies tonight. And Tampa's putting out their lineup.
Oh, boy.
This could get
ugly.
Yeah, ooh, yeah. This could get really, really bad.
Yikes.
Anyway, who cares?
We do have a
preseason.
kind of, sort of breaking-ish news about the Panthers.
Alexander Barkov had knee surgery today.
Yes.
The Panthers have not yet said what the surgery was for.
Right.
So they are, I don't know what they're doing. And I don't want to, I hope it wasn't for an ACL tear.
Yeah.
But Barkov had the surgery this morning, and in the next couple of days they'll release the full extent of the injury and what the time frame is for return.
Yep.
Look, as I said to a good friend of mine yesterday, it was Ben, if Barkov is gone for the year, the Panthers are now only slightly better than everybody.
Right.
And that's just that's
true.
a fact, right?
Yeah.
Matthew Tkachuk won't be back until sometime in December. If Barkov is gone for the year, then Florida's probably cool without having to jettison players, but who knows? We have no idea. I have not looked at the impact in terms of their salary cap. You can't replace the full extent anymore. When you get to the for a long-term injured reserve, and when you get to the postseason, you don't get as much relief as you used to. They are fast-tracking those rules from the new collective bargaining agreement. So we'll have to wait and see what the deal is with Alexander Barkov. Man, I hope he's not gone for the year. He's such a great player.
Yeah.
And I know people like Tripp is friends with Alexander Barkov, Tripp Tracy. And I know what Tripp thinks of Barkov as a human being. And I don't want bad things to happen to that guy.
No.
So we'll as soon as we know more, we'll let you know. But at the very least, he is gone for the foreseeable future. All right. There's a giant elephant in the room when it comes to the Hurricanes, and I wanted to spend just a few minutes talking about this here. And I hope that everybody will calmly listen and react. Okay, calm. I'm begging. I just need you to listen. Come October 1st, which is next Wednesday, the Hurricanes are almost certainly going to sign Michael McCloud. It's a center that when we last saw him play was with the New Jersey Devils. The goaltender Carter Hart, as I told the radio, the podcast, Twitter a week ago, the Hurricanes are not signing Carter Hart. Doesn't mean they weren't interested, but they're not signing Carter Hart. He's going to sign in the Western Conference. It looks like Las Vegas. If people subscribe to The Athletic or you have seen Mark Lazarus's column from The Athletic, he was in town and actually got comments from Jordan Stahl, Rod Brindamore about the possibility of signing Michael McCloud. So let me just address it in this way. And by the way, I don't know what the contract is going to look like in terms of years or dollars. And to be fair, because we don't know what version of Michael McCloud we're ever going to get, he has been gone from the NHL for 2 years. And when we last saw him, he was basically a third-line center for the Devils. Whether or not he can be more than that, we don't know. So, just for the sake of it might not make a ton of sense to sign a player with what happened in his past. I'm going to get to what happened in a minute, because it might not be a super impactful signing. Just in terms of hockey, it might be that McCloud is not more than a fourth-line center or a third-line center. However you want to look at it, all right? And as I said on the podcast about 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? No, I think it was last Wednesday night. Last Wednesday night, which is not about 2 weeks ago. It's like 9 days ago. I am never, ever, ever going to tell anybody not to be angry about signing a player who has been in the situation that Michael McCloud was in. Okay? I'm not going to be mad at a single person who has sent a letter. I'm not mad at anybody who has taken to Twitter to vow that they're never going to support the team. I'm not mad at any of you. As I've said thousands of times over, every fan is asked at some point in their fandom to look the other way at a player that their team has signed. And I've used examples. Chiefs fans had to deal with Tyreek Hill. Dolphins fans also had to deal with Tyreek Hill. Bengals fans had to deal with Joe Mixon. There are people who have done things in their past that are awful, but they're still eligible to play. And because sports is a competitive, performance-based entity, those players, if you are good enough, they will always have a place to play. Flat out. Now, I want to stop and just say, I do not in any way, shape, or form want to compare Michael McCloud to anybody else. I have seen comparisons to O.J. Simpson. Again, I'm not going to tell anybody how to think. If you have followed the trial closely, if you have read what the judge has said, the judge, not a jury that can be influenced by other things, the judge, if you have read what the judge has said, you can come to this, I'm not saying you can come to any conclusion you want, but here's the conclusion that I came to when I read as much about this trial as I have. There is a very big difference between criminal behavior and, I'm not even sure immoral is the right word, although the judge did use the word morality in many of her statements, saying it's not my job to judge morality. It's my job to judge criminality. But I'll say it this way. There's a big difference between criminal behavior and really, really bad decision-making. And I'm not trying in any way, shape, or form to make light of this. And I'm not going to go into the details. The details are readily available for anybody if you are interested in learning more about this situation. The details are available. And where I am at in this is I do think that these players made a really bad mistake. And I'm not minimizing it, in spite of what some of you might think by saying the word mistake. I do not think that these players are criminals. I don't. I think that there is a lot of responsibility for what happened shared by a lot of different people, including EM. Again, if you have read enough about this, and I am not in any way, shape, or form saying that these players didn't act badly. Inappropriate is not strong enough for me. But these guys missed 2 years of their careers for non-criminal behavior. Again, I'm not going to get into the details. It's not we don't have enough time for me to get into the details. They are eligible players. And what I have said is that there are people who will never be fans again, and that's absolutely, you're right. I respect that. I respect the hell out of that. But what happens next will be determined by how Michael McCloud handles it. What kind of person he is now versus what kind of person he was when he was 18. Again, is the juice worth the squeeze here? I don't know. because it's very possible that Michael McCloud isn't going to be that impactful a player, and now you've put a lot of people through a lot of difficult situations for a player who doesn't necessarily positively impact your group. There is a huge risk being taken by the Hurricanes in this regard. But I will say that the criticism of Jordan Stahl, the criticism of Rod Brindamore, actually gets me angry about it. Jordan Stahl is one of the finest people you'll ever meet. We all know what the head coach is. If you think that they haven't considered all factors here, I'm sorry. You're just angry, and you have a right to be angry. Jordan Stahl is not saying he made a mistake and this is the same mistake. Nobody's saying that. Just like O.J. Simpson isn't the same mistake as what Michael McCloud and company did. So if you're mad that I can't believe Jordan said I made mistakes too, all you did is get drunk and disorderly. Yeah, like nobody's saying that that's the same as this. But in the next sentence, when you cite O.J. Simpson, you can miss me with all of that. I'm not about false equivalencies. That does way more damage. Very touchy situation. I respect you if you don't want to be a fan anymore. That's fine. That's fine. The team's thought this through. I will be very surprised if Michael McCloud is not a Hurricane on October 15th. We'll see if it works. We're going to talk about the Canes, the team, the game tonight. Despite there's only like 3 NHL players in it. With Al Hood from Canes Country. Next.
Chapel Hill to Charlotte, Greenville to Greensboro. Your sports, his state. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Tonight's forecast calls for Hurricanes hockey.
Svechnikov, tick-tack, tied in Carolina on the man advantage.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Save it, rebound! Game over! Sebastian Aho gives Carolina a 4-3 win in overtime.
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Don't miss Bailey's Fall Antique and Vintage Jewelry Show October 7th through 11th. Search through hundreds of vintage necklaces, rings, bracelets, earrings, and more to discover your unique jewelry treasure. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry on October 7th in Rocky Mount, October 8th in Greenville, October 9th in Cary, or October 10th and 11th in Raleigh's Village District to find your perfect piece of jewelry history. Visit BaileyBox.com for details.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today, 919-200-4000. That's 919-200-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
We don't want you on our team.
You're not the right fit for this job.
You're too slow and fast.
Don't you care how you look? Weight bias hurts. Go to stopweightbias.com. A public service message from Obesity Action Coalition.
One Adam. Gold. One Adam. Gold.
Turtle cake? Like, what do we... What?
Isn't that an ice cream?
What? Where's the confetti cake? Because, hello, confetti cake, delicious. With the little, I don't even know if it's real, but the little dots in the icing, like...
None of these are real.
What kind of fake thing that is, but it's delicious. It's my childhood. Like, that wasn't in the top 10. His opinion's invalid to me.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. Hurricanes are in Tampa tonight. Take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Today it's the Hurricanes, unlike Tampa, that are bringing their uniforms. But, you know, we've actually seen a lot of this already in 2 preseason games. We haven't seen anything close to the full lineup yet, and we won't tonight. Tampa is dressing pretty close to the full lineup. And Amir Miftakov, don't do that third period. Try a different one. Try something better, because if it could be ugly. Al Hood, Canes Country. Also, Tar Heel blog. I don't know how much Tar Heels we're going to talk about, but we'll see what we have time for. I saw you. First of all, it was good to actually meet you in person at the game on Wednesday night. So let's get into, like, I called it a scouting mission for fans tonight. If you want to watch on at Hurricanes.com, who are you interested in seeing tonight?
I mean, I think of the current stars, I try to kind of keep my focus on the people who are really going to be on the roster, who are going to be on the roster long term. So I find it interesting that KK Kotkaniemi is going to be is getting an option to play again. I think that if you kind of look at it objectively on Wednesday night, arguably his line with Nadeau and Svechnikov was the best of the ones that came out. They even answered with the goal. It was really good to see him. It was good to see Vandre like diving for the puck, digging a puck out, working for it in preseason, getting the good feed to the wide open KK, and KK just not even hesitating to put a shot on the net. Yeah, it's preseason, but that little stuff like that matters, especially when your center depth is thin, and there's a lot of talk about who's going to be centering those lines. And we're once again hoping that maybe he can be the third line. He could be the second line center. If that chemistry, if they're building chemistry, and if that actually does work, and it actually they can actually build something there, then maybe it gives us some hope. So I'm looking to see what he does. Obviously, he's going to have different line mates tonight, but I'm curious to see if he's going to carry that momentum on. I like the fact that Rod is putting him out there again to kind of continue that on. It feels like that's kind of a vote of confidence in a lot of ways, knowing the lineup he's going to be going against and what he's going to have to carry.
Yes. Kokaniemi will be Carolina's 1C tonight, and he will deal with Braden Point, Jake Gensel, and Nikita Kucherov for Tampa. Now, I don't think we're going to see their trio play more than 17 or so minutes because it is a preseason game. But
right.
Kokaniemi is probably going to see them maybe not. Because they'll have they'll control the matchup, so maybe he won't get that. But Tampa's dressing about 60-70% of an NHL lineup tonight. Al Hood, Canes Country, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Just to continue the point about Kokaniemi, because this was my focus on Wednesday. If I'm putting yourself in the skates of KK, knowing that they're experimenting with Logan Stankoven at center, knowing that Aho and Stahl aren't going anywhere. I mean, KK would play over Mark Jankowski, at least at the beginning of the season. After that, who knows what happens. So if you're KK, you're looking at Stankoven, who has not played center in the NHL until Monday. He's not in the lineup tonight. I would imagine Stankoven will be in the lineup Sunday. And you have to think that's my spot. I want that spot. So in many ways, this is a challenge to him. And I look at, because I think he's going to play maybe 4 preseason games.
Yeah.
Right? If he's playing tonight, I have to think if he doesn't play Sunday, he's going to play Monday and Saturday, the last 2 on the road. And this is his opportunity to show what he can do. I thought he was a very good player on Wednesday night, but even that, I think there's another level for him to get to.
Well, totally, and it's what Canes fans have been waiting for ever since he signed the contract, and it's the whole reason why there's the discussion about what are they going to do at center. You don't talk about Stankoven even potentially centering a line if he had achieved the level that you needed him to achieve. Looking at kind of peeking at Ryan Hinkle, he's got what the game group lines were at practice. He is putting Nadeau on KK's wing as well. So that's going to be interesting as well, too, because it seems that these two are speaking of someone else who's being given every opportunity to show out. I think everybody's kind of interested to see where Nadeau's going to go on this. So playing as the top line, does Nadeau's improvement continue? Are they building chemistry? Is the fact that Kokaniemi is actually helping him out and improving, and it kind of builds the confidence on that end. And so it's it's the preseason. You don't want to read too much into some of this stuff because the lines and the lineups are so different.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, you just kind of nailed it. Like you can use KK has a spot, but the question is, what spot is it?
Right. And,
are we potentially auditioning him to where maybe he can be a piece and a move somewhere along the way as well? By the way, I've always been a person who said that, maybe he's not playing up to the contract that he signed, but we're starting to see it with the way the salary cap is exploding. The number is basically coming into place with about his level.
Right.
So
pretty close.
It's pretty close to me. It's still worth the investment. I was really happy to see what I saw with him, Svech, and Nadeau on Wednesday night. And I'm glad that at least Nadeau and KK are being paired together again tonight. I think that's a sign of, hey, at least this worked. Let's see if we can continue it.
Al Hood, Canes Country, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show at Al B. Hood on Twitter. Real quick about Nadeau, who I thought really struggled on Monday, needed a mulligan, got a mulligan, and then birdied the hole, to use a golf term, since I'm locked on the Ryder Cup right now. So he went from 1 down to all square after the second game. To me, he was the first star. For me, I thought he was consistently throughout the game making positive plays. He looked like he either somewhere between Monday and Wednesday gained confidence because he played the game completely differently. And maybe it's just who he was playing with. He was playing with younger guys on Monday. But playing with Andre and Kokaniemi, a completely different player. I loved everything about Nadeau. Look, I don't believe he's going to make the team. I don't think he's going to be on the opening night team sheet. But I do think that what he does here leads to him being an early call-up if they need somebody. And I think that is important. Let me ask you, before we move on to something a little heavier, I've already talked about it, Alexander Nikishin will play tonight. And I thought he was good. I didn't think he was great in game one. I think we have a tendency to want more, to think more of him. And the same thing with Charles Alexis Legault, who I thought was good in the 2 games that he's played, but not great. And I think Legault needs to be a little bit better if he's going to force his way into everybody's considerations, because I don't think anybody on the defense is hurt too much that they're not going to be playing opening night. But what were your thoughts on Nikishin?
Pretty similar to you. He gave probably the highlight of the preseason with the hit.
Oh, God.
On Monday night. That was, you see what fans are getting excited about just with that level of intensity he brought to the first preseason game. Now, the question is, how much of that was, it's the first preseason game, we're working some of the kinks out, not to mention the fact you're inside a building that's not necessarily juiced. You know, it would have been interesting to see him play on Wednesday night inside of a full barn, but you know, you also understand all the decisions that are made. I do think fans are going to have to. I mean, we saw it in the playoffs last year. We do have, and I think Rod has talked about Nikishin some. Like, he still is saying it's going to be a while before he's fully adapted to how the Canes type of play. Yes, he's got a lot of skills. Yes, he has a lot of professional experience overseas, but there are still so many intricacies that go with playing with these players the way Rod wants to play it. And I think he's right to be that demanding of them. I think it speaks highly for the potential that he is as a player, to where you continue to be demanding. And, you know, again, he has to work on, but the fact that he lowered the boom the way that he did, it shows that he is wanting to work and he is improved. So, and I think it's looking more and more like, as Slavin's actually been getting out there with the group.
He didn't skate this morning, Jacob.
Right, but he did play. He did skate yesterday. Yep. I think when he was paired, he wasn't paired with Nikishin, so I don't think it's going to be a situation where he's going to be expected to carry a first line defender role to start. So I think he's going to be able to he's still going to be able to ease into things. And when you're looking at the matchups of the people that he's going to ultimately be expected to go against, I think it's going to help him grow into his game a lot faster as well.
Yeah, we're still, almost 2 weeks from opening night. The 9th against the Devils is the target. I doubt Jacob Slavin plays a preseason game. I think the same about Jalen Chatfield, who hasn't skated in a couple of days. I think the same about Keandre Miller. I don't think we're going to see any of them in a preseason game. All right. You wrote for Canes Country, Al Hood, that signing Hart and McCloud is not worth essentially the PR, angst that they're going to get. So I'll let you go from there. I know you wrote about it at Canes Country.
So I appreciate it. I know you talked. I heard your segment before, and since I wrote that piece, the reporting has kind of confirmed what you were saying about Hart, that it looks like he's going west. It looks like Vegas is going to be the leader. So we'll focus more on McCloud than anything. I think it just boils down to set aside. You can't set aside what got them in this situation in the first place. It is a factor in the decision, but you can talk about why it isn't worth signing them because of the situation. It's 2 separate discussions about whether or not they should be allowed to continue their career, and about what you're doing to a fan base that you are essentially you've managed to successfully rebuild from the dark years that went for a long time. you're asking state and local government to go up and pony up money for rebuilds. You're asking ever increasing prices for tickets, for concessions, for parking. You're asking more of fans of these folks that you've brought in. You're asking big companies to sink several tens, if not hundreds of $1,000s for these floor level underground bunkers that are still under construction. Why go through the work that you'd have to do PR wise to explain why you're giving a guy like this a chance who will trigger fans? And he does. Just the mere discussion of what it is. You can set the facts aside. You've mentioned that you can talk about the facts of the case and everything, and that is a separate discussion. But the fact is that just talking about it, just bringing it up, is triggering for a significant portion of the fan base, and stuff like that spreads, and you're having to spend time dealing with it on the PR side. You're having to spend time dealing with it on the other side. And it's not like it's Patrick Kane or Evander Kane that you're signing. You would be signing someone who at best would be a fourth line center that most likely isn't going to play immediately because he hasn't played in the NHL in 2 years. Yes,
he's not eligible to play until December 1.
Right.
Not even eligible to play. Right.
Yeah, and you're going to have to put him in Chicago, and you're going to have your minor league affiliate deal with it to some extent. And then if he does make it up to the big club, anytime that you go up to Canada, you're going to have to deal with the Canadian press about this because this is a huge story.
Mm-hmm.
It still continues to be a huge story up there. We already see how teams have reacted. You alluded to Mark Lazarus's piece and the fact that the Canes gave some quotes. I give them credit, by the way, for the way they treated Lazarus and giving them quotes. I think that should be said because
Lazarus spoke to Jordan Stahl, right? He spoke to Stahl. He spoke to Rod Brindamore. The team had no problem with him being there, unlike Vegas, which kicked him out.
They kicked him out and said he ambushed the players, which I'm sure
Former
he
Hurricane
did because
Noah Hannafin.
Yeah, and it was, I give them credit for doing that, but like that, you're going to have to deal with that on a massive scale. And we already dealt with the distractions of the Mikko Rantanen deal, and that was just a player who ultimately kind of didn't want to be here.
Right.
So, like, why put yourself through all of that for someone who is arguably at the same level, if not below KK, is kind of where my point is.
We are unfortunately going to have to wrap it up. I just want, real quick, I think more of the player than you do, which is fair, by the way. I think he profiles more as a third, not a fourth, although Jordan Stahl is the third center, so that therein lies a little bit of an issue. But I think there's a lot of upside for him that maybe other people don't. But the only thing I will quarrel with is that in this particular case, I think setting facts aside doesn't do anybody justice. I think, well, I'm not going to sit here and list off the reasons I'm okay with these guys coming back into the league. Because to me, they're either criminals who should be in jail or and we're not talking about a jury here. We are talking about a judge.
Right.
Whether it matters that she's female or not, I don't know. But we're talking about a judge who had some pretty interesting things to say about EM. And if we include the facts here, and I'm not telling people they have to, but if you include the facts, I think we think a little bit differently about this situation. And that's where I have gotten to on this case. I agree with your overall point. We do have to go. I agree with your overall point that in this case, it might not be worth everything that will happen as a result of this. But like if this was a better player, it'd be a no-brainer. It'd be a no-brainer. Now it definitely bears a lot of consideration. I think the team has thought this through. They know what they're doing. So we'll see. Al Hood, hopefully I'll see you maybe Sunday?
I won't be there Sunday, but it looks like I'll be there for opening night.
All right, then I'll see you on the 9th. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Al Hood, Canes Country. We got a break. Come back. Maybe the United States will have another point by then.
Talking sports, dropping truth. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
You've only got so many weekends. Spend one doing something nobody saw coming. Is it a party, a festival, a race? It's all of that, and all at once. Concerts, tailgating, unbelievable action, 100 reasons to say this is actually awesome. It's fast, it's wild. It's the cutoff race in NASCAR's playoffs, the Wild Card Weekend. The Bank of America Roval 400, Sunday, October 5th. Get tickets at charlottemotorspeedway.com.
Adam Gold here for my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, don't you know? And Sunday is coming, and Sunday means you grow a taproot watching the National Football League. Well, we've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is bringing something a little bit extra. Not just another NFL Sunday, it's your chance to play that perfect parlay. Maybe hit your go-to player prop, because this week, FanDuel is bringing the bonus. All customers, 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. That's right, 50% profit boost, any NFL bet. FanDuel.com/AGS. FanDuel.com/AGS for FanDuel. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Turning 65 soon, navigating Medicare can be overwhelming and confusing, but you're not alone. The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program can help. SHIP counselors can help you understand Medicare benefits to make your best choices. Visit ncship.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
When people put their feet under a table, it means more than just consuming food. Getting the restaurant back open, that meant to the community a lot of normalcy. The public health department checked the wells so that we knew where we could get water that was able to be used.
And it was neighbor helping neighbor, and I'm so proud to work in this little small county.
NC Public Health, everywhere, every day, everyone.
This is Adam Gold.
The American Cornhole League. I don't know if you can wager on it. Let me go to FanDuel and find out if you can wager on it.
I think I read you can get a scholarship. Kids in high school can actually get scholarships for cornholing. Who knows? I don't know what the technical term
I'm just not going to say anything.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. Thanks to Al Hood from Canes Country. Brett Friedlander is going to join us. We'll talk ACC football next hour. U.S. has a one-up lead. Scotty Scheffler and J.J. Spawn won the first hole from John Rahm and Sepp Straka. And Bryson DeChambeau nearly drove the first green again in the second match. And he is playing with Ben Griffin against Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose. We're going to have like 1,000 birdies on the first hole today in the afternoon. Thousands. So it should be fun. It's already been fun. I know it wasn't a great start for the Americans, but they just play well in the afternoon. They'll be fine, and I think they'll actually be fine. I like their matchups in the afternoon way better than I liked them in the morning, although I thought it would be 2-2. We're almost out of time. Let's do one-timers. My God.
Okay, so this one was from yesterday, and this is Jacob. He said he's going to Canes training camp Saturday for the first time. So what
cool.
can he expect?
Oh man, just enjoy. It's just practice, right? But just enjoy it. You get a chance to go to both groups too, right? Go out, watch both groups, because why not? They practice for like an hour each session. Is it probably, I don't know, an hour in between each session? Maybe a little bit less, but if, the guys will trickle out. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that there are autographs to be gotten, but you have to basically wait outside for that to happen. No, have a good time.
Yeah. Let's see. This might be last but not least. Today from Sawyer. With all the new jerseys being released in the NHL, besides the Canes, obviously, which NHL jersey is both you and Victoria's favorite?
Look, I don't know how many of the new ones I've really seen. Utah's fit is clean, and Seattle's got great uniforms. Great uniforms.
I was going to say, I like Seattle.
Yeah. And that has nothing to do with John Forsland, but I like John Forsland too.
From the heels.
Touchdown, Carolina.
To the Canes.
She scores!
He covers it all. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. College football Saturday right around the corner, and FanDuel's got a boost you do not want to miss. It's called Boostin' with the Boys. It sounds like so much fun, like we should all be at a frat house watching college football. We could do that, actually. So here's what you do. Go to FanDuel, America's #1 sports book and the greatest sports app in your hand ever. Take advantage of your profit boost and enjoy. Blue Devils favored in Syracuse. State's a big favorite at home. Georgia's favorite over Alabama. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. FanDuel.com/Adam Gold. Boost with the boys. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.com.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
Finally, the Panthers had somebody give the game to them rather than vice versa. All the Panthers had to do was let the Falcons keep making mistakes. Let Michael Penix keep making mistakes, and the Panthers were wise enough to get out of Atlanta's way and let them give the game to Carolina 30-0. Hopefully it builds confidence.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
Stay informed with The Rundown, the daily newsletter from High School OT that delivers high school sports news and insights straight to your inbox. Brought to you by High School OT and powered by our sponsors, First Carolina Bank and Smith Douglas Homes. Subscribe to The Rundown at highschoolot.com.
For more than 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have honored over 200 student athletes that are making a difference on their team and in their community. If you are a teacher, parent, coach, or guardian, nominate your scholar athlete today. We will select one winner a month to be featured on 99.9 The Fan and on WRAL News Plus. To nominate a winner, text AWARD to 919-860-5326.
Congrats to last year's winners.
Ansley Ayers, Brianna McMillan, Samayan Jones, Kristen Norton, Lexi Taylor, EJ Reed, Isabel Woke, Nathan Fife, Rachel Lambert, This award is more than a celebration of exceptional athletes. It's also a celebration of the schools and the communities that help them grow into the incredible leaders that we like to celebrate.
It means a lot to me to just be able to be recognized in such a wide area with so many amazing athletes. So I just feel great to feel like someone's seeing all the hard work that I've been putting into my sport and my academics. So I'm very grateful for it.
It means a lot to me because my parents, they want me to do well and make it in life. So this is for them. I try to work hard in the classroom and on the court for them and do my best.
I'm so thankful for my coaches and my teammates and my parents who have just made this possible.
Congratulations to all of our Coastal Credit Union Scholar Athletes of the Month. If you want to nominate a high school athlete, text award to 919-860-5326.
Here's Megan with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Are sleepless nights affecting your life? Parkway Sleep Health Centers can help. We've treated sleep disorders in the Triangle and beyond for over 20 years. We offer sleep studies, office visits, CPAP machines, supplies, and more. And our streamlined process allows us to see you sooner and usually saves hundreds of dollars.
End sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep. Sound health.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
You're listening to The Adam Gold Show.
I'm over that. I just know what it's going to be. I told the commissioners here today, we're going to play LSU. It's going to be day during there. And we're going to go down there and it's going to be at night. So I just know what it's going to be. So it is what it is. I'm sure we'll be at night at Georgia too. So you can just mark that one in. Hey, if you just set it up that way, you won't be upset when it happens. Because you won't start to think maybe it'll be different this time.
Lane Kiffin, piece of work. Remember a couple of weeks, by the way, it's the Adam Gold Show. Hi, welcome to Friday. Afternoon sessions of the Ryder Cup. This is 4 balls. This is what most of us, when you go out with a foursome on Saturday or Sunday or whenever you play, this is what most of us play when we play a match. You and a partner versus another guy, woman, and a partner. And the best of your 2 scores versus the best of their 2 scores. That's what we're talking about. It didn't go well for the United States in the alternate shot. Europe winning the first 3 matches. The United States did win the last of the 4 matches. Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay hanging on for a 1-up win. Oh, actually, I think it ended up being 2-up. Over Victor Hovland and Robert McIntyre. But here we go. Afternoon, 4 balls underway. U.S. has a lead in one. One match is even, all square, and the other is they're still playing the first. So we got there's a lot of golf to be played. We will keep you up to date throughout. If you want to join the program, I guess in some ways you can watch on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show, 99.9 The Fan, and you can find us there. You can also get it on the handy-dandy 99.9 The Fan app.
Yeah, we're there.
I just called it handy-dandy. That's terrible. But it's very simple to use. You just download the app. It's free. And then once you download it, I don't want to be tracked. Then you, I don't need to. Feel free if you want to be tracked. That's good. You can just click right there. It says Adam Gold Show. And you just click on it, and then you got us.
Exactly.
There you go. As a matter of fact, good friend of ours. Shouts to Brad. He's listening on the app right now.
Well, hi, Brad.
Yeah.
Brad's awesome.
Yeah, he's busy, but he's listening on the app. All right, we got a lot to do. Brett Friedlander is going to join us in a little less than 20 minutes. We'll talk some ACC football with him. I'll run my idea for scheduling by him, and we'll talk about local football as well. But right now, let's start it over. We'll take a mulligan.
Oh, yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Canes play tonight. It's our third look at Bradley Nadeau. Our third look at Giovanni Smith. Our second look at Alexander Nikishin tonight. As I said at the very beginning of the program, tonight is for all of us who are interested in, it's just a little scouting. Because I do think that because Carolina is not bringing anything close to an NHL lineup, there's only a handful of things that we can really glean from tonight's game. As I said earlier, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. They've moved Logan Stankoven to center, at least for now. Might want to step your game up. He did Wednesday night at home against Florida. Tonight on the road in Tampa, likely dealing with NHL players. It's time to do it again. And by the way, he'll be playing with Bradley Nadeau, and it looks like Tyson Jost will be the other player on that line. And, I mean, that's not really an NHL line, so you're not going to be allowed to really just let your wingers do the work tonight. It's a very big challenge for Kotkaniemi. I thought he played really well on Wednesday, and I think these are opportunities for him to remind everybody that he can be a good player. There's no coasting through this will not help his cause. If he wants to play, he's got to really push for it. Bradley Nadeau is another guy that needs to play well again. Didn't play well Monday. Did play well. I thought he was their first star on Wednesday. See if you can do it again. Like in the preseason, we'll give out stars regardless of the outcome because we are looking for things. And again, we're going to see Alexander Nikishin on the back end. I also think it's interesting we're going to see Mike Riley again. I thought Mike Riley was very good on Wednesday. And I know that there are people, he's old. Like, yeah, he is. He's in his 30s. But Mike Riley isn't coming here to play in Carolina's top six. He's coming here to be a seventh defenseman. So you have an NHL caliber seventh defenseman. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since they have had that. Ryder Cup day one did not go well this morning. Alternate shot was bad. Bryce DeChambeau and Justin Thomas, who are both playing this afternoon. The fact that Justin Thomas is playing again is really about two things. One, Thomas's Ryder Cup pedigree is excellent, so benefit of the doubt. But also, it wasn't like there was a lot of competition for guys who played well this morning because basically, if I was ranking them, I would say DeChambeau and Scheffler tied for first, both with probably B efforts, and just about everybody else played C- or worse. It's kind of cool that Schauffele and Cantlay won their match, but they didn't play great. They didn't. They just sort of ham and egged it around, which, hey, that works too. But they didn't play great. So, although Schauffele hit a dynamite shot on the final hole to basically close the match out. So we'll see if the United States can play better this afternoon. I suspect that they will play better. All right, should we dig into some Carolina Panther stuff? Because they are in New England coming up. Chuba Hubbard haven't won a lot. They won at the end of last year. But they started off 0-2. Now, after a win, are we a little fired up?
No, I mean, definitely a confidence booster to get that win. But the good thing about everyone in this locker room, everyone's kind of just flushed that and look to just keep stacking the weeks. Obviously, last week we all felt like we had a great week of practice and a great result because of that. So just trying to keep raising the standard.
All right, now let's get to the offensive coordinator, Brad Idzik, because it wasn't scintillating from Bryce Young this past week. He didn't have to be. The first drive was excellent. I mean, we talked about that on Monday. The first drive was fantastic. You know, scampering in for the touchdown, great. after that, they didn't have to do much because Atlanta clearly didn't want to win. They tried everything they could to get blown out.
Like the Cardinals.
Yeah, well.
The week before.
In the second half.
Yes.
Cardinals tried to lose.
They did.
There's no doubt about that. Playing for a draft pick already. Anyway, Brad Idzik, don't be fooled by the lack of statistical data. Bryce was good.
It goes right back to there's plenty of different ways to win a game. We're just trying to find the one avenue that makes sense that week. When the defense is playing well, we're playing good ball and protecting the football. I thought he made good choices of getting the ball out. On third down, there's a couple of those we were really close on, right? A couple specifically to T-Mac. We had one screen play, another one where we have a free hitter and he's trying to get the ball out to T-Mac. But he did a good job of protecting the ball and both not putting it in harm's way, but then also just getting it out on time to make sure that the rush wasn't a factor. So while the stats say what they do, and there's some missed shots downfield, which I think kind of attribute to maybe the lack of overall like yardage in the pass game or anything like that, the guy's still extending plays, getting the ball out, and that's really what we keep putting our thumb down on every single week is like staying above the time clock, staying on your feet, and then when the play breaks down, continue to extend because that's a big piece of our offense that's special.
Yeah, I don't think when they drafted Bryce Young, I don't think people really thought, well, he's really good with his legs. I mean, he was at Alabama. There's no doubt about that. But that's not what you thought about Bryce Young because Bryce Young really is an accurate thrower. I remember the end of last year and how much more aggressive they were, right, with play calling. And again, it speaks to what I've talked about all summer. When the outcome doesn't really matter. I mean, the outcome matters, but
not as much pressure.
You're not like, we need to win to make the playoffs. It's different. Like, you want to win. You're trying to win. Nobody's not trying to win. But when it doesn't matter if you lose,
yeah,
it just changes everything.
It's different.
I want to see them get back to more daring, more aggressive play calling. I think Bryce throws the ball down the field really well. They need to block better to protect him better. And by the way, Xavier Legette's not playing again this week. So, for his own sake, for Legette's sake, he needs to get back into the lineup. He needs to get back on the field. Jalen Coker's good. If Jalen Coker comes back before Xavier Legette, we might see a lot less of Xavier Legette. All right, the defense was good last week for the Panthers. Ejiro Evero, the defensive coordinator. What happened?
Well, I don't know if the preparation varied much. I think it's not just me, it's our entire coaching staff. And, Dave obviously has a lot of say and input into our vision of the defense. But every week we try to identify what we do well, what the opponent does well, how we can maximize our strengths and try to attack their weaknesses and minimize their strengths. And so that's how we always go about it. There's always a personnel game in terms of, if there's certain guys available or not, finding your mismatches, finding your where you want to allocate your resources. And so we always go about it that same way. And, I'm very supported by our staff. We have an excellent staff that gives a lot of input, and they do a great job in their own areas. And we go about it. We try to go about it the same way, and with that consistency. And like our players, like we expect of our players, we hope that in our process we get better week to week.
I hope the defense gets better. It's you're at New England. You got to deal with Christian Gonzalez is back, so one of the best corners in the league is back on the field for New England's defense, and we will see. A quick Ryder Cup scoring update. John Rahm and Sepp Straka are now 1 up on Scotty Scheffler and J.J. Sponsor. They have won 2 straight holes. Fleetwood and Rose are all square with Griffin and DeChambeau. Oberg and Højgaard are all square with Young and Thomas through 1 hole. All right, college football last night. Shouts to ECU. Getting another win and an impressive defensive performance against Army. That's cool. We have 2 interesting games this weekend. State hosts Virginia Tech, and State is a 10.5-point favorite. Quick word about Virginia Tech. So they fired their coach, Brent Pry, which, okay. I mean, they weren't any good. He's been there long enough. They're moving on. And they're doing it now because they are very interested. I'm assuming they are interested. First of all, they're showing their fans that they're serious, whatever. But I think they are trying to attract, coaching candidates quickly. We'll see how it works for Virginia Tech. So because it only happened after, I think, 3 games, and with 9 games left in the season, if players choose to redshirt, they don't lose the year. Because the rule is, as long as you haven't played more than a third of the season, so you get 4 games, you can redshirt and not have that count among your 4 years of eligibility. So a number of players have done that, have announced that they're redshirting, even without necessarily transferring. They've just announced that they're redshirting, which is their prerogative. But now Virginia Tech is saying that they have opted out. This is Virginia Tech. They've opted out, and they're trying to cancel their revenue sharing payments.
What?
Yes! Virginia Tech!
What are we doing?
Don't do this! Don't! I'm not entirely sure that's legal on your part.
No.
Lawyers have been alerted. This is a bad idea.
Wow. Yeah. Well, the ACC likes to be in the courtroom all the time, so it's on brand.
This is just so bad. Can we just be pro player? Can we just be in favor of what's good for the players? I don't know. Maybe not. All right, we'll break. Brett Friedlander, ACC reporter emeritus. Next.
Making more sports sense than social media trolls. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Pack Therapy is in session, thanks to First Horizon Bank. It's Tim Donnelly from 99.9 The Fan, alongside legendary Wolfpack play caller Mike Glennon.
Every episode of Pack Therapy is your chance to get dialed in with inside information on your team.
We'll set you up for every Wolfpack game all season long.
And we'll break down every contest, what went right and what could have worked better.
Plus, special guests to keep Wolfpack hope alive.
Follow and subscribe to Pack Therapy wherever you discover your favorite podcast, and watch every episode on YouTube.
My name is Katie. I'm a Spectrum customer for mobile and internet, and I grew up on a farm and ranch in Nebraska, so I'm always cowgirling. Cowboy culture, you never want to pay more than you have to, because there are so many expenses that go into farming and ranching. To have any efficiency on the farm, you need extreme connection and reception. I bet we save about $180 a month with Spectrum, and that's $2,100 for the whole year.
Real customers, real savings. Visit spectrum.com/save. Real customer testimonial, compensated, not scripted.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
It's bow time. Fumble in the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy, scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today it's bow time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's bow time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's bow time.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Join our team in the fight against cancer at V.org.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
Get in the hole!
That's ritchielaw.com.
This is Adam Gold.
So Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, they asked him about birthday cake, and he said there was only one cake qualified for his birthday cake.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to guess what that is?
Is it vanilla?
No.
Oh.
Carrot.
I love him even more.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. I like the Fleetwood Mac theme today.
Yeah.
I like the Fleetwood Mac theme today. We'll let people know why later. By the way, before we get to our friend Brett Friedlander, remember when Baker Mayfield took a shot at Steve Wilks?
Yes.
Right? This was after the Buccaneers beat the Jets. He mentioned that it was personal for him because Steve Wilks, who is now the Jets defensive coordinator, cut him when he was the quarterback of the Panthers, and Wilks was the interim head coach when he took over. I guess he took over after Matt Rule was fired.
Yeah.
Is it going well for Matt Rule at Nebraska? I actually have not paid attention this year.
Yeah, I try to avoid
I
it.
don't believe they beat Michigan. Maybe they did. I don't know. Really, they're not on my radar screen. Anyway, Steve Wilks today, because today is the day that the coordinators talk. We've heard from Brad Idzik and Ejiro Evero from the Panthers in advance of their game against the Patriots on Sunday. Wilks had his media session today and basically said, look, interim coaches, we don't have any say over personnel.
Yeah.
We gave him the option.
Mm-hmm.
We were 1-4. We weren't winning. We were going to try Sam Darnold. We were going to make, it might have been also P.J. Walker. Baker was going to be the number 3. He wasn't playing well. And we gave him the option.
Yeah.
And he chose to be released. Like,
what are you mad at?
We said it last week. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's no big deal.
Right.
Look, Baker, I think we can all agree, Baker Mayfield is showing that he is still a top half of the league starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to disparage him. He's better than the 16th best quarterback in the league. He's probably right like somewhere late in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
No joke. When Baker, even when he was playing poorly, Baker always carried himself with incredible confidence. So credit to him and credit to Tampa for creating an environment where Baker Mayfield could do well.
Yeah.
All right, now, speaking of an environment where Baker Mayfield could do well, same thing we're trying to do here for my friend Brett Friedlander, ACC reporter emeritus. My friend joins us on the Adam Gold Show. What are your thoughts on where? Like, how do I want to ask this? Do you care that Jordan Hudson is the feature story on Us Weekly?
No.
Thank you.
no bearing whatsoever on anything that's happening on the football field. And let's leave that to Us Magazine. I don't actually,
it's Us Weekly.
Get that publication. And
hey, you go to the grocery store.
I do.
It's right there.
You know what, though? I'm more interested in the Weekly World News to see who's having an alien baby. So,
See, that would have been a really good story.
If she was having an alien baby?
Well, I mean, if she was doing something that would get her in the pages of Weekly World News. Do we still have Weekly World News?
I don't know.
So it's like you and I are
Adam, I was just at the grocery store. I just told Victoria, she called me to make sure I was coming on because I was cutting it close. And I told her I just got back from I should have looked. If I would have known that this line of questioning was going to come up, I would have looked.
I've just seen too many hot takes based on this. Like, this is just another embarrassment for UNC. And, like, I don't think it matters at all.
Is the product they're putting on the field
Thank you. And these two things are unrelated. So,
correct.
Going back to the game against Central Florida, I talked to Adam Smith from Inside Carolina about this. To me, we learned. I thought this was the game we would learn. And you can't say, well, Carolina replaced 70 players. Central Florida replaced 67. No difference in those two numbers. New quarterbacks everywhere. I'm not sure Carolina's got ACC talent.
They've got a few players. The June kid, the running back, really, looks like he's a keeper. They don't have one playing quarterback, which, is a problem.
Right.
And they got a couple on defense as well. I mean, but yes, by and large, this is not a very talented roster. And even with what is generally considered to be a light schedule, this team could legitimately go 3-9.
Yeah. I'm with you. It's hard to look at their schedule that's remaining, and we all agreed, man, that they don't play any of the big boys. They do play Clemson, which that statement could hold, could still
Adam,
be true.
You want to talk about a get well game
for who?
And
for Carolina?
With a week to simmer? Oh no, I'm talking about Clemson with a week to simmer, with a week for Dabo to be hearing from Tyler from Spartanburg. If ever there was an opportunity for those guys to take their frustrations out on somebody, this is going to be it.
I'm going to ask you about Clemson in a minute.
Okay,
because I know you've got thoughts on it. Brett Friedlander is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Here's the thing that. Because you're right about Gio Lopez. I don't think he's an ACC quarterback. Hope he's gets healthy and can stay healthy. But I also don't think Max Johnson is all that great. I do wonder if at some point it's a Bryce Baker deal. But I don't know at this stage if it's smart because I don't think they protect the quarterback all that well. There's a lot of issues. The criticism that I am hearing now is about the coaching staff not being good enough. We have to deal with, talent evaluation that might not have been great. The portal didn't have a ton of great players in it. But you look at their schedule, it's hard to see 4 more wins, right?
Yeah,
that would get them to
absolutely.
bowl eligibility.
I mean, there's not a losable game. I mean, every game left on the schedule is at least at the very best a toss-up game.
Right.
So there's not a game you look at and say they're going to win this one. So yeah, I mean, I can't see 4 more wins. Like I said, it's entirely possible that they win 1 more the rest of the way. I mean, it's crazy. And the thing about the quarterback situation that really just makes me scratch my head is that not necessarily that Max Johnson is Tom Brady or even an ACC caliber quarterback. But given the way that Bill Belichick coached during his entire NFL career, winning those 6 rings, he's a pro-style coach.
Yeah.
And he's got a pro-style quarterback there, and he insists on playing the option quarterback who has not thrown more than about 4 passes all season beyond the line of scrimmage. And I just don't understand why at this point you keep banging your head against the wall, because at some point when you bang your head against the wall enough, you start to realize that it hurts and you stop.
Well, he might have 2 million reasons to play Gio Lopez. And I said pay first, so that was Freudian. All right, so the Wolfpack could start 5-1, which admittedly not as good as 6-0. But why does it seem like there is a large gap between 6-0 and 5-1?
Because that game on Saturday was so winnable, and they did it to themselves. Right. They did to themselves what Duke did against Illinois, basically. And to be fair, the play that swung that game should have been called offside on Duke and should have been a free play, and the interception should never have counted. But, you deal with things like that. And NC State did not deal with it well, because after that, they were a totally different team. So, but look, this is NC State. This is the law of the wolf, because just when it starts to look really, really good and their fans start to get their hopes up, that happens. Now, I think this game Saturday here is an incredibly important game for them, especially since their schedule is so backloaded with their toughest games. You have to beat Virginia Tech, and you have to beat them like a drum, because this is a team in total disarray. Just changed coaches. You got guys escaping out of the portal. You better take care of business here, and I don't care what the weather is like. Do it, and do it emphatically, because otherwise, you're looking at a much tougher situation here.
By the way, you might owe somebody a royalty for the law of the wolf. But
I do, and you know what? He and his partner have a great ice cream flavor over there at Two Roosters. So,
all right. Look, Virginia Tech is a mess. They'll win the game. They'll beat Campbell. I still think that Bailey, Smothers, those receivers, the O-line, everybody's losing their minds. I think Duke's good. I think when both teams are playing at their best, I don't think there's any real difference between the two, except that Duke's defense might be more of a big play defense than NC State's. I think Duke gets to the quarterback a lot more frequently. They've got better players in the secondary. To me, that's the real difference between those two teams. Both quarterbacks are good. They've got runners and pass catchers. I love Bailey and Smothers. I think they'll be fine. Schedule and back half of the schedule is very difficult. All right, to Clemson, because I was joking, but only a little bit when you said it's a get-right game, and I asked for whom. So, as a grad of the University of South Carolina, Brett Friedlander at B. Fried ACC, is there part of you that's just enjoying this a little bit?
If the Gamecocks were 4-0 or 3-1, yeah, but they've got their own issues, so no.
That is true.
Schadenfreude is never a good thing. And besides, I'm an ACC guy, so
you and I both.
So listen, here's the thing about Clemson right now. And you just used I'm going to just throw back to what you just said about Duke. They're a good team. Clemson is still a good team. They lost to Georgia Tech, which, we had this debate on X the other day, could legitimately be 11-0 going into the Georgia game. Okay, so Georgia Tech is a very, very good team. And then Syracuse, Fran Brown coaches his behind off. And until he got hurt, Steve Angeli was one of the best quarterbacks in the country. And so, listen, they lost 2 games. And this might not fall into the narrative that the ACC is garbage other than the brand name teams. But they got beat by 2 pretty darn good teams. So I think Clemson is still good enough to win a bunch of games. And while people are ready to bury them now, just remember in week 11 last year, people had buried them again. And somehow or another, they ended up winning the ACC championship and getting in the playoff. The way the structure is now, if they run the table, which would include a win against Florida State, they're likely to be in the top 2 of the ACC. So I'm not ready to write them off just yet. But they do have some structural issues that really bother me that I don't know that they can fix. And one of them is that their offensive line is not very physical and does not block very well, which means they can't run the ball. And Kate Klubnik is running for his life. And when that happens, he doesn't make good decisions. And you've seen the product of that.
I am willing to say that they are not going to run the table. I think there's no doubt that they have good players. They have a lot of good players. The NFL draft first 2 days will be chock full of Clemson Tigers.
Which makes the way their defense is played even more head-scratching, because they've got all these guys that are going to be first-round picks.
On the defensive line, too, and that's the thing that really gets me. I actually thought they played better against Georgia Tech in a loss than they did against Troy in a win. They obviously didn't play well against Syracuse, and Syracuse gets a lot of credit for that. Syracuse, I think, is better than people think. But and now we're never going to know because the quarterback is out, and I can't imagine they have somebody behind him that is remotely as good. So when that record comes back, people are going to slam the loss to Syracuse when it's a completely different team.
Correct.
But I just think Clemson is a mess psychologically right now, and I know that there are a lot of people that are, especially after last week's midweek press conference when Dabo went all passive aggressive, and then got a mud hole stomped in him by Syracuse, and I think and he took it personally, right? I do expect
he's like crying after the game.
Please, Dabo, it's about the guys, man. It's not about you. But I will say that I expect Clemson's record won't be disastrous by the end of the year. Like it won't be 5-7
or Florida State 2-10.
Right? Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. But I think that there are a lot more losses left on their schedule than other people. That clearly you do. I didn't say no. I didn't say that. I just say that it's still there for them, and they've got a bunch of 5 stars. But I can see them losing to Pittsburgh. I can see them losing to Florida State. They could lose to Duke.
Yeah, right.
Like they could lose. I don't think there's that big of a gap between Clemson and Duke because I think Duke's good.
They also play Notre Dame too, don't they?
No, they not this year.
No, okay.
Not this year. So it brings me to this, and we'll close on the schedule. The league said we're going to go to 9 conference games, plus everybody's going to play a 10th game against the Power 4 team outside of the league. Somebody's only going to play 8 because we have 17 teams, and that team will have to play 2 non-conference games against Power 4. I know you don't like that. Why?
Several reasons. First of all, there's the math that you mentioned. It just doesn't work out because one team's going to get an advantage over the rest. Unless, they could solve that, by the way, by making the Notre Dame games count as league games for the ACC teams. But there's that. The other thing is that I think that you've already seen it that Kentucky has said that it's probably not going to be able to continue its rivalry game with Louisville because they, you don't want to play that same P4 team every year and then have to, you want to play a couple of games that you're going to win.
God forbid they schedule tough games at Kentucky.
Well, but that's not the way it works, especially in the SEC.
I know.
But so Georgia Tech, Clemson, South Carolina, Florida State, Miami against Florida. Those games are all in danger, and I think those are going to go the way of the dinosaur because of this. And then the other biggest thing is that the ACC is already fighting this perception problem. And in some cases, and in a lot of cases, it's self-inflicted. But by playing another game against Wake Forest or Boston College or Stanford is not going to help your strength of schedule. So I think the ACC is better off staying at 8, playing that 4th non-conference game because you can play a tougher game. You can play enhance your individual and your conference strength of schedule, but you're not going to be able to do that by playing that 9th game, especially if, again, you don't want to. You want to make sure you win at least 2 of those non-conference games. So you schedule Campbell and Florida Southern.
Here, my reasoning is it will damage schedules. So even given State playing, I know they have a game against Kansas State coming up, a series of Kansas State coming up in a few years. I'm just picking this out of the air. It doesn't really matter. Could be any non-conference game. They are now far less likely, playing 9 conference games plus Kansas State being 10, far less likely to take one of those other 2 games and make that East Carolina or make that App State, right?
Or Charlotte,
yeah. Well, Charlotte, I don't know how good they're ever going to be, but in terms of the 2 schools in the state that do play good football, that have a culture of good football, far less likely that we're going to see them on State's or Carolina's schedule because of this mandate. If you want to go to 9 conference games, I think you and I are in agreement. It's silly, but if you feel like you have to go to 9, okay. But don't mandate a 10th. So if Wake wants to schedule 3 wins outside of conference so they have a better chance of making a bowl game, let them do it. Yep. Don't mandate they have to go to 10. And here is the benefit, in my opinion, for the rest of the league. Is that if Wake schedules 3 non-conference wins and goes 4-5 in the league, a win over a 7-win Wake team looks a lot better than a win over a 6-win Wake team. So I would, if you're thinking about the league, let schools schedule as they want. Look, if the playoff wants to make it a 10 Power 4 regular season schedule mandate, that's on them. Let them do it. And then Penn State will actually schedule somebody, or Indiana.
Hey, Adam, here's a novel idea. Why not get rid of the conference championship game and just play a 13th regular season game?
Money. Although only the SEC's conference championship game really makes money.
Correct.
But that's
so if you're the ACC, who cares what they do in the SEC?
I don't know, man. I have other issues. I have issues that the fact that the Big Ten and the SEC really have the most decision-making power. I don't. What are we doing? But that's just me. Brett Friedlander, my friend, ACC reporter extraordinaire emeritus, my friend at B Fried ACC. You're an ACC guy. I'm an ACC guy. Even though our schools play in different conferences,
but both used to be in the ACC.
Now I don't remember my school being in the ACC. I'm too old.
I do. I'm old enough.
That's where we met. All right, Brett. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Anytime, Adam.
All right. You know what we forgot to do before? We forgot to do minute takes. We're going to have to do it at the top of this hour. So at 2 o'clock, we will do minute takes. We have games. We're going to go through them.
Yeah.
60 seconds of hard hitting.
Hey, organized violence is back. So, yes. Hard hitting.
or kicking.
Yes.
Hard kicking analysis. We're going to stretch, and we'll place bets next.
Talking sports, dropping truth. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Seniors, know your rights when looking for new housing. Licensed adult care homes come with rights to quality care, oversight, and a long-term care ombudsman to advocate for you. In registered multi-unit assisted housing, services are arranged separately, and you could have fewer care-related rights. For more information, contact your regional ombudsman today, because knowing your rights means protecting your future. Go to ncdhhs.gov/contactnc for more information. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
You've only got so many weekends. Spend one doing something nobody saw coming. Is it a party, a festival, a race? It's all of that, and all at once. Concerts, tailgating, unbelievable action, 100 reasons to say this is actually awesome. It's fast, it's wild. It's the cutoff race in NASCAR's playoffs, the Wild Card Weekend. The Bank of America Roval 400, Sunday, October 5th. Get tickets at charlottemotorspeedway.com.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
Voted best zoo in the nation, North Carolina Zoo and Botanical Gardens is centrally located in the heart of North Carolina. Bring your family to Asheboro for an affordable day trip or weekend excursion to connect with nature and make cherished memories. Discover towering giraffes, pouncing sandcats, and diving seabirds at the world's largest natural habitat zoo. Roam with rhinos on Zoofari or flutter by the exotic butterfly garden during your next visit. Explore more possibilities at nczoo.org. Are you taking care of someone on Medicare? Navigating Medicare can be overwhelming. You're not alone. The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program can help you figure out what steps to take and when. SHIP counselors can answer your questions. Visit ncshiip.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
We had to exit the home pretty quickly because of how quickly the water came in. It was just really vital to me whenever all the public service announcements were going out, that we needed to get our water tested.
We need to, get in the field and start helping people disinfect their water supplies.
It's really critical to their health to be able to have that safe drinking water.
They were reaching out to me to make sure that I knew that there were resources available.
NC Public Health, everywhere, every day, everyone.
This is Adam Gold.
80-second mark, I scream in the booth. I screamed in the booth. Why the heck is he still on the ice?
Did you say it in Finnish?
I should have.
Yes.
No, he wouldn't. He curses in English.
He does.
All right, 2 seconds later, he scored.
Yes.
And I went, oh, that's why. That's what.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Welcome to your weekend. Got Canes game tonight. Canes are in Tampa. And if you are a Hurricanes fan, an opportunity to dig in and scout the performance of Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Bradley Nadeau, Alexander Nikishin. I know there have been a lot of questions about Giovanni Smith. Could he make the team? He has fought 2 days in a row. I thought his second game on Wednesday was better than his first game. I know he fought and he had 19 penalty minutes, but I didn't think he was a very good player that first game. But he was much better on Wednesday, and I think if you judge anything by how they're going to line up tonight, Giovanni Smith and Kevin LeBanc are flanking Ryan Suzuki. I don't know. Maybe that's something we're going to see in Chicago if the Hurricanes want to offer LeBanc and Giovanni Smith two-way contracts after training camp is over. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But Giovanni Smith has made an impression that way. And I think LeBanc has actually been a good player in both of the games. He's playing a third straight game. Carolina fulfilling their requirements of NHL players by using these guys, I think, but we'll see if it earns them anything down the road. All right, we're going to place bets in a little bit, but right now it's time to stretch.
Okay, so yesterday was kind of fun, and I guess other people thought so too, because there's part 2 now of things like life hacks. Don't knock it till you try it. Life hacks. Some of these I've heard of.
Let's see.
Some of them, however, I'm questioning. I'm wondering if they just made this to make another list. So first up, they've got a shower beer. Now, I have not partaken in doing that, where people will drink a shower beer. They had a long day at work. Maybe their Friday includes a shower beer.
Right.
But I just keep thinking, you don't want soap in there. You don't want water in there.
Right.
There's nowhere safe for that not to happen. So, but I guess tough times. So there are some people who live by that.
All right, here's, to me, the most acceptable shower beer.
Okay.
I don't know how many people have them at their own homes. Outdoor showers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you rent a beach house,
yes,
for any length of time, invariably there's an outdoor shower.
Yes.
Undefeated. Outdoor showers are always great.
Right.
That's the best spot best spot for a shower beer.
I agree with that.
There you go.
I had my first one at a campsite. It was a terrible concert experience, but it was an outdoor shower, and I was like, well, at least
I'm not talking about a campground. I don't need that.
No. This one was
I want
weird.
a private outdoor shower.
Oh no, this was actually in a vineyard, but that's a whole different story. It's a whole different story.
I had a different thing there going on.
So next up, they say using a potato peeler to cut like blocks of cheese versus a knife, which I grate
can see
cheese
that.
all the time. So yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. Gosh, you can.
You could absolutely do it. Don't have multiple shower beers before you do that. It's not a good idea.
Don't
there.
combine those two things.
No, life hack, not
Very
good. Combination with both. Next up, this is where I'm starting to question things. They say to eat a kiwi with the skin on. Now, I love kiwis, but excuse you, like, I've never pet a chimpanzee or a monkey of any sort, but I feel like a kiwi feels like what a monkey would feel like. And I'm like, why would you want to eat that?
It's interesting that you went there, but that's fine.
I know. That's my brain.
Peaches are fuzzy.
Yeah, see, I don't like. I could do without peaches. They're not my favorite fruit. I'll say that.
White peaches better than like yellow peaches.
Yes, I would agree with that.
White
one.
nectarine better than a white peach.
Yeah, but if I saw somebody eating a kiwi like just as an apple, I might think you're a little crazy. I will think you're a little crazy.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Have we checked with Will Levis on this?
I know. Is this what you do? Because that would track. So yeah, no, I don't think so. But this is a good idea. However, I don't think it would turn out the same. So making popcorn rather than trying to blow up your kitchen, because those Jiffy Pop ones always make me real nervous. So I never.
Do we
really
still have Jiffy Pop?
I don't know. Do we?
I don't know. My son makes popcorn like just in a pot on the stove from scratch.
He?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow! Look at
He's
him
into
go.
it.
Well, if he wants to try this method, you can actually put popcorn kernels in a sandwich bag and then roll it up closed, put it in there for apparently 3 minutes, and then shake all the stuff in it, and it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. Never tried that, but I just don't have that movie theater clog your heart butter, which I need
right
on my popcorn. So yeah. But also speaking of butter, it's an interesting approach. They say if you want to butter corn on the cob, then you can take bread.
Yeah.
Butter bread and then use it that way.
That's what we did when I was growing up. That's how we did it.
I always had the little tray that looks like a corn on the cob. You never had those?
No.
It's like I distinctively remember them being yellow and green, and you would put your corn in the cob and you put butter in there, and then you roll it around.
Yeah, that's
in
good
there.
too. That seems very, very efficient.
Until you tip it over and butter goes everywhere.
If the corn is good, I don't put anything on it.
Oh,
Nothing.
yeah. Sweet
Nothing.
corn is good without it.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need that, that's for sure. Then there's 2 more. Chopsticks for Cheetos, which that's for people who don't want the Cheeto dust on their fingers. So using chopsticks.
Don't have the Cheetos. Just don't have the Cheetos.
Exactly.
Chopsticks?
Yeah. Who's keeping a spare pair of chopsticks around?
I'll get like tongs.
What are we doing? Do you just, you have some tweezers? You want to break out a pair of
magnets
tweezers?
or something.
What's going on with these people?
Chopsticks.
And last but not least, I have never heard of this before, but using clove oil in your floor cleaner to keep bugs from coming into your house? I have never.
I mean, if that works,
Hey,
sure, let's do it.
I know. I kind of want to know what your house smells like after you use clove oil. Does that work well with Fantastico? I don't know what kind of combination that's going to be. But I know for someone like me who has mosquito issues, if they get into the house, that's terrifying. So, because they love me. So anything that helps keep those little demons away, I'm all for. But one thing that we don't keep away, because we're real good at, is making bets.
Place your bets, Here we are. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal in Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you nothing.
Can I just say that this morning I put I had a ticket on a 4-leg Ryder Cup parlay.
Oh, real units?
Real units.
Nice.
Just picking the winner of all 4 matches. Got the first match right. I got the third match right. I got the fourth match right. The only match I lost was the world number 1 player, Scotty Scheffler.
Of course.
Who was the biggest favorite on the board.
Always. That's how it happens.
Scotty! I almost had college taken care of.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Not really, but
Yep.
it wasn't that steep. But
That's what happens.
come on, Scotty.
Yeah, come on, Scotty.
Help me out.
Well, this one, I'm hoping Jimmy Crute will help me out because we have UNC Perth this weekend, and I am so excited for more organized violence. So, Jimmy Crute,
Okay.
UFC Perth. So we've got Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Urslane, and Jimmy Crute, he has been improving himself. I am proud of him. He actually has been doing pretty well. Ivan, not so great. He's coming off of 2 losses. So, give me Jimmy Crute to win by his new way of winning, submission plus 280.
All right, I like that. We're going to do a little Major League Baseball. Cleveland, they won, I believe, before yesterday, 17 out of 19 to climb all the way into first place. Well, they lost yesterday to Detroit. They're going to lose again tonight. Texas will beat them over 7.5 plus 310.
Okay, well, my Cubbies, come on, Cubs. They lost, as you are well aware of, I'm sure. But they are now playing the Cardinals at home. They have Ray on the mound. So give me the Cubs for the bounce back of a new series under 9 plus 145. That's an emotional bet.
Tigers, who beat the Guardians yesterday, are in Boston and they need to win the division outright to make the playoffs. Maybe not to make the playoffs, to win the division, because Cleveland holds the tiebreaker. Detroit will win in Boston under 8.5 plus 292.
And last but not least, with NFL, I'm not even going to touch the Panther game. I don't want to jinx anything, but I am going to take an at-home underdog because the Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Tampa Bay Bucks. And you know what? Tampa Bay, they're spunky. I think they could actually come away with a win here, especially if the Eagles get a little sloppy and maybe it's super hot. Who knows? But give me the Tampa Bay Bucks to win plus 160.
All right. Duke is at Syracuse, and somehow the Blue Devils are favored by 4.5. Look, I know Syracuse will have a new quarterback. It's not the same guy. I love Duke, but Syracuse is good beyond the quarterback. Give me the Orange plus 155 at home. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it.
I've had those before, too.
Minute takes. Next.
Talking sports so you don't have to pretend to know stuff. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Tonight's forecast calls for Hurricanes hockey.
Svechnikov, tick-tack tied in Carolina on the man advantage.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6:30. Puck drop at 7.
Save it, rebound. Game over! Sebastian Aho gives Carolina a 4-3 win in overtime.
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
Your heart. It's the only one you have. Fortunately, you also have a choice. Expert cardiologists, talented surgeons, highly skilled specialists, all of whom chose WakeMed. Why? The main reason is the same reason patients choose WakeMed. Everything you need for the best possible care is right here. Learn more at wakemed.org. WakeMed Heart and Vascular Physicians. Your heart, your choice.
Will you make the right call? Time's running out, pressure's on, and you need your roof replaced. Hi, I'm Holly from RoofWorks. It's 4th and goal, and the decision's in your hands. The competition can't stop you. You're about to score the game winner. We've trained for years for this moment to raise the roof for you. So avoid the noise and put us in the game. Call RoofWorks today or visit us online at roofworks.com. That's roof, WERKS.com.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure. Dewy skin.
Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow.
With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Hey friends, Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. Are you ready to fire up your Saturdays? Well, FanDuel's got a boost you don't want to miss. It's called Boostin' with the Boys, and it's giving everyone a college football profit boost every single week. Here's how it works. Each week, we give everyone a profit boost to use on college football. No opt-in gymnastics or craziness, no invite-only nonsense. Everyone gets the boost. We're talking real games, real teams on real college football Saturdays, and there's an extra payout on the line. Easy fun, and of course, it's only on FanDuel. Head on over to FanDuel.com/Paul. That's Paul with a capital P. Download your app, check out Boostin' with the Boys offers, and get in on the action. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
I'm very honored by this award, and I always just try to work really hard in school and soccer, and it's nice to be recognized with something this special.
The Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month from 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union. To nominate your athlete, text AWARD to 919-860-5326.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
When teams lose the handle now, and when you start falling behind in this era where Texas Tech can go spend $55 million on student athletes and now all of a sudden they're really good at football again. When you start to panic, like we're being left behind, you cut your favorite son, and that's what they did. But yeah, the timing of it surprised me. I thought they would give him a softer landing just because, listen, he played quarterback there. I mean, He was in the backfield with Barry Sanders. I mean, and Thurman Thomas and those guys. So I thought they would give him a softer landing than they did.
No soft landing from Mike Gundy. I actually don't know the circumstances and the way it all ended, other than Oklahoma State's not been good for a couple of years now. But there is a comparison with Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State and Dabo Swinney at Clemson, and I'm not suggesting in any way that that's going to happen to Dabo, because he has embraced, at least most recently, the portal and all of that stuff. Mike Gundy definitely did not. He was adamantly against it. And the wild thing is that Oklahoma State was one of those football programs that over the maybe last decade or so has been so dependent upon a wealthy booster, T. Boone Pickens, for just a lot of the bells and whistles that go around a program. And they've benefited from that. And now everybody's got those, and everybody's passed him by. And again, it's his school. He's loved that job. He stayed there for a long time. He probably could have left. And now, he's probably at the end. He doesn't need to work anymore. So I'm not gonna feel that sorry for Mike Gundy. But interesting. All right, let's. We got a lot of stuff to do. The roundtable is coming up in about 15 minutes. But we've got games, and we've got a minute for each one. called Minute Takes. We put 60 seconds on the clock. We talk about a game, and then we talk about another game.
Yeah.
And then another.
And then another one.
Yeah, we got 8 right now. All right, you go first.
Okay, well, App State versus Boise State. They are on the road, App State, and I don't feel really great about this one. Now, Boise State could leave the window open because they might be concerned about playing their conference rivals Notre Dame the next week after, but App's going to have to stay on their game because the Broncos are really good at what they do when it comes to establishing the run, and App is going to have to be able to defend that for sure. Now, Boise State's a 15.5-point favorite over App State, and like you mentioned earlier, they are wearing Sean Clark's numbers.
Yeah,
so
number 61 on the back of the helmet.
There's a lot that's going into this game. I feel like it could be very emotional. This would be a great win for App to get on the road, and, why not? So do it for Sean Clark. As long as they, don't make sloppy turnovers and things like that, this could be a good fight. So just depends on how invested Boise is in this.
Boise lost big to South Florida to open the season. So I have no idea if we have a good Boise State team or not. All right, we've got the Blue Devils up in Syracuse at the Dome. Last week I was surprised. I was surprised to see Duke favored over NC State based on having lost 2 games in a row, based on the fact that State had played really well, and based on the way that game was played, I still think State ticked better than Duke. So I was surprised that Duke was a favorite. On the road at Syracuse, I know they don't have their quarterback, but I am surprised that the spread is as much as it is. Duke is a 4.5-point favorite. Here's the thing about the Blue Devils. If they can get back to playing the type of defense that they can play, with a quarterback that hasn't played, they've got a chance to get to 3-2. The Blue Devils are good. I think Syracuse as a team, though, that's a tough win for Duke. I think Syracuse wins it close. Low scoring.
Well, next up, Virginia Tech is coming to Carter Finley to take on NC State. Now, NC State, they have won against Virginia Tech the last 2 times. And NC State has Hollywood Smothers. So they also have a great defense as long as things are clicking. They have to be careful not to make sloppy mistakes, of course. Don't do any turnovers. But the Wolfpack also allows more than 400 yards per game. So that could leave the window open for Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
I don't think it's good. Yeah, I don't think it would have to be real messy, real sloppy. But I think NC State's going to come away with this one and get a win at Carter Finley. So, yeah. Also, NC State has not dealt with a losing streak in consecutive seasons since 2020, which I thought was interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
By the way, they are expecting a lot of rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
It won't be. I think did Dave Doran reference that this week? Like the game against Notre Dame in a monsoon. Where Notre Dame was still throwing it all over the place.
Right.
Just bizarre decisions by Brian Kelly, but whatever. You do what you got to do. All right. We leave the country for this. The Steelers and Vikings are going to play in Ireland on Sunday. It's the first of back-to-back games in the UK, although Ireland is not part of the UK, because they're playing in London the following week, the Vikings are. The Steelers are not. Aaron Rodgers is mad that the Steelers left today. Today? I guess they left late yesterday. They landed at 8 a.m. in Ireland. And so he's worried about jet lag and all these things, but not really. He's worried that they didn't go over Monday so we could go sightseeing.
Oh, stop.
No. He's a historian, and he's got family from Ireland, and he wants to drink Guinness. I ain't making any of this up.
Wow.
Should have been over here early.
Wow.
My only question is, when did the Vikings leave? I don't know when the Vikings left. If the Vikings left at the beginning of the week, I understand Aaron's argument. Maybe not for the same reasons, but
well,
the story's right there for you to read.
Aaron also has millions of dollars. He could make his own trip to Ireland.
I don't think they let you do that. We don't. It's not like self-transport.
Yeah. Yikes. Yikes, Aaron. Well, moving on to, if this thing's going to work. There we go. My Panthers. They're going to be in New England. Like you referenced, it's definitely going to be a pillow fight. Also, the Panthers were a little banged up, so that does worry me. We've got McMillan, who's still questionable as of right now, or at least he's listed on injury report for this week. We also have Hunter Renfrow, Jatavian Sanders, and Xavier Leggett all on the injury report. So, if our defense can continue what they did last weekend, and if the Panthers can go off the momentum, it's a doable game. Also, if we put pressure on Drake May, he does get sloppy when he's under pressure. So, if we can cause turnovers and then capitalize on those turnovers, then it's really winnable. So, we'll see. No, I'm worried about them. Yeah. Because the Patriots, they got Mike Vrabel, they got home field advantage. It just,
I'm not sure if Vrabel's all that good.
Yeah, he does like carrot cake, though.
Personally, I'm Team Vrabel. As a coach, I don't know. All right, biggest game of the weekend for a lot of reasons. One, the Chiefs are always the featured game. Ravens at Chiefs, I believe it's America's game of the week. Here's the thing about this particular game. One of these teams is going to emerge from this game 1-3 on the year. If it is Kansas City, they could be 3 full games behind the Chargers in the division. Baltimore doesn't really have to worry, because I don't think anybody in the AFC North is going to have a spectacular record. I don't think anybody's going to win more than 10 games. I really don't. I think the Ravens could win 12. 1-3 start wouldn't be great. I think the Ravens go out there and win, unless Derrick Henry fumbles again, which he has done in all 3 games.
Butterfingers.
I think the Ravens will go out there and win because I am the guy who thinks the Chiefs have actual problems. All right, you go.
Okay, well, like I mentioned, we've got UFC Perth this weekend. Organized violence is back. And I've already talked about Jimmy Crute, but Justin Tafa versus Louis Sutherland. Louis Sutherland, he is actually coming from Levels Fight League with a belt, and he's on a 4-fight win streak. Justin, he's coming off 2 losses. I'm not really impressed with Justin here lately. I feel like he's getting in his own head. Also, Louis has a 2-inch reach advantage, which is huge for heavyweights, pun intended, not really, and he's also 2 inches taller. All of this is going to come into play, I think. Also, Louis has the capability of winning by decision. Justin does not. So he's got multiple avenues. This is his debut. I think Louis is going to show up, show out. So I got to go with Louis in this heavyweight fight. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, he's big. These guys are big.
Big?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, real quick about Perth before I finish this off. Perth is the most isolated city in the world. It's the furthest from other places. It is in the far western part of Australia. There's really nothing else around.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Well, Aaron Rodgers should go there.
He should. We have Cane's Corner podcast listeners in Perth. I know this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
They say they're from Perth. We'll see.
Yeah. Well.
All right, let's get to the last one. Afternoon fourballs at the Ryder Cup. Europe has a 3-1 lead after the morning foursomes. Scotty Scheffler and J.J. Spawn are 1 up on John Rahm and Sepp Straka. They have played 6 holes. Ben Griffin and Bryson DeChambeau also 1 up on Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose. They are through 5. DeChambeau just birdied the 5th to take a lead. Big fist pump. Cameron Young and Justin Thomas are 1 up on Ludwig Oberg and Rasmus Højgaard. They are through 4 holes. Rory McIlroy, Shane Lowry, Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay, all square through 3. U.S. won the first hole. Europe won the second hole. Shane Lowry with a birdie there. Then they have the third. The United States, no worse than 2-2 in the afternoon session, and they'll be fine. Only 2 points down going to Saturday. Very, very doable. Real quick, did you hear a fan heckled McElroy yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yes. McElroy was buttoning up a shirt, like using the top button, and the fan said, you don't need the button to choke, Rory.
Oh, wow.
Everybody laughed.
Oh, wow.
I think it was a plant by Europe to show that they were laid back.
Okay.
I think the whole thing was a plant.
Well, there you go.
But it was funny. All right, when we come back, the Roundtable, we will discuss Us Weekly. Not really. Next.
Chapel Hill to Charlotte, Greenville to Greensboro. Your sports, his state. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
When you crave the best in college football action, you'll find it on 99.9 The Fan.
And a surprise onside kick for Syracuse. Perfectly executed, and they steal a possession back. Jake Noah bunted it forward, and the Cuse have the football at midfield. Death Valley is silent.
Feel the passion of college football all season long. College football on The Fan is powered by WakeMed and Preserve Services.
Don't miss Bailey's Fall Antique and Vintage Jewelry Show October 7th through 11th. Search through hundreds of vintage necklaces, rings, bracelets, earrings, and more to discover your unique jewelry treasure. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry on October 7th in Rocky Mount, October 8th in Greenville, October 9th in Cary, or October 10th and 11th in Raleigh's Village District to find your perfect piece of jewelry history. Visit BaileyBox.com for details.
Ready to plug into the future and save big? Charge up the savings at Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford with up to $5,500 off a new 2025 Chevrolet Equinox EV-RS. Includes Wilkinson discount and customer cash. See dealer for details. Plus, this is the last month to get in on the $7,500 federal EV tax credit. This electrifying deal ends at the end of this month, so hurry to Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford or online at wilkinsoncars.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Your heart. It's the only one you have. Fortunately, you also have a choice. Expert cardiologists, talented surgeons, highly skilled specialists, all of whom chose WakeMed. Why? The main reason is the same reason patients choose WakeMed. Everything you need for the best possible care is right here. Learn more at wakemed.org. WakeMed Heart and Vascular Physicians. Your heart, your choice.
It's Bo time. Fumble in the food on game day? Rookie move. But you know Bo can make your tailgate a winner, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Because the Carolina Legend has everything you're craving. We're talking crispy, juicy chicken loaded with real Southern flavor, fluffy scratch-made buttermilk biscuits, and all the fixins to feed your whole crew faster than you can say touchdown. Be the MVP this season and let Bojangles do the cooking. Order your tailgate today. It's Bo time.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's Bo time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's Bo time.
The 25th anniversary SAS Championship tees off October 10th through 12th at the Prestonwood Country Club. See golf's greatest, Ernie Els, Bernard Longer, Colin Montgomery, and more battle it out right here in the Triangle. This year's celebration is bigger than ever with fireworks after Food Truck Friday and exciting action from the legends all weekend long. Don't miss golf, food, family fun, and 25 years of memories. Get tickets today at saschechampionship.com. Proceeds benefit the YMCA of the Triangle.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Gold. Gold.
Person in front of me in line had a box of wine.
Oh, yeah. I feel that person. If you are buying boxed wine on a Friday, that thing is open right now.
In the car.
Yeah, I don't even need it to cool down.
She jammed a big straw right through the top of the box in the car.
Went to the gas station to get a cup of ice. Like, they don't even care.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Bumping with Fleetwood Mac all day because I didn't realize this until this morning. This is what they are calling the foursomes pair of Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood. They are Fleetwood Mac. And it's awesome. And they did boat race, whoever they played today. So we just thought, why not? I did, anyway. Victoria doesn't care at all about the Ryder Cup.
No. I thought you were talking about playing Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac's excellent.
Yeah.
All right, it's Roundtable time.
Camelot. It's only a model.
In studio with me, and you've already seen him because we've had a two-shot, Tim Donnelly does the afternoon show here on 99.9 The Fan here in Raleigh. And Josh Graham, who also does the afternoon show. I am stealing prep time from both of you. Josh Graham does the afternoon show at Sports Hub Triad, although, because I follow Josh Graham on Twitter at Josh Graham Radio, he's not working today. So my question to you, Josh, is why are you here?
I'm just currently, you gave me an excuse to get out of my house and get Starbucks. So me and my 10-month-old son, who just started saying dad last week, is in the back seat. And we're having a great old afternoon. So I guess visiting, this is evidence that I actually enjoy speaking with you both you and Tim.
All right, then. I'll take your word for it. What's your 10-month-old's order at Starbucks?
Oh, he got, just like me, chai tea latte.
Yes, of course.
That's what we're doing.
Are you really a chai tea latte person?
That's me. I'm not a big coffee guy, but I do.
All right, hold on one second. Tim, are we judging Josh right now?
I'm not judging.
You should absolutely judge me.
No, I like it. Set the example for the youngster that you should be yourself, and no matter what everybody thinks.
You hear that, Daniel? Be yourself.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I was tempted to start with Daniel, but I'm going to start with you, Tim. Mm-hmm. Are the Panthers hot because they have won one in a row?
No, I mean you can't streak in one weekend, right? You
can.
You got to win two of them.
Three is a winning streak.
Right now they're Will Ferrell, like they're trying to convince everybody they're streaking, but nobody's actually out there with them.
What did you think? How did you process the win over the Falcons? Because I read the riot act by my friends at WFNZ in Charlotte Tuesday morning when I was like, "Yeah, man, if the Falcons just want to let you have the game, take it. That's good enough."
I'm on your side of it. I think they were polite, right? If somebody's going to give you something, you say thank you, you accept it, you let them know, oh, this is something nice, I appreciate it. You don't have to do the whole, no, you shouldn't have, and give it right back to them, which is what the Panthers have done at times. I actually think the Panthers kind of feel like some of the Panthers' opponents over the last 2 or 3 years, which is if you just get out of their way, that's a skill. Like that's an awareness. I think they could have taken more chances and put more things at risk, but instead they relaxed. They threw for 120 yards, and they got the win.
Josh, what was the best thing you saw from the game?
Straight, obviously, the defense getting a shutout it's the first time it's happened in 5 years, and there was a lot of criticism that Dave Canales received for retaining Ejiro Evero after last year. But 4 years ago, they fired Ejiro Evero. The state of the Panthers is, Joe Brady, you have one good season, and then you interview for head coaching jobs, and then you go cold. We let go of you because that's how tumultuous things were. And there was so much turmoil every year and roster turnover and staff churn that it just became a place where it didn't seem that this franchise was compatible for winning. But now, I mean, credit to Canales for looking at it and saying, we were too banged up to expect Ejiro Evero to do something with this defense. They kept him around, and I really liked a lot of the blitz packages that they had to get pressure, even though they didn't have a sack against Atlanta. What Trayvon Merrick did getting there, and on a third down, Nick Skirton getting to the quarterback and deflecting things. That's obviously the most positive thing. But I also want to give a shout-out to the offensive line that despite the fact they had 2 significant injuries last week, remember, the 5 that started Sunday against Atlanta was actually the same 5 that started in the 44-38 win in the regular season finale, and they didn't allow a sack against a revamped Atlanta front that had 6 sacks against Minnesota on Sunday Night Football the week before. So they didn't get as much attention, but they should.
Can I just throw in that, like, I know they had 2 starters missing. Mm-hmm. I still think they upgraded one of those positions. I think Mays is better at this stage than Corbett. So in some ways, I think it was a plus. Not, you don't want to miss Robert Hunt. I mean, and you're going to miss him for is he out for the entire season? It's pretty close.
It's a while.
Right. It's a torn bicep tendon or something like that. So, but I thought their offensive line did play well. I'm going to push back a little bit on the defense because I think that it was there for Atlanta. Why on earth didn't they commit to running the ball? I'm looking at Tim, Josh. I apologize.
There's 2 things that I want to build off of. One, it's really hard to give the defense credit for a shutout when they're missing field goals.
Right.
It's that's a quarterback hitting a defensive player in the chest. They drop it and going, I didn't throw any interceptions today. It's like, well,
it's like blaming Kyler Murray because Marvin Harrison has forgotten how to catch.
The other thing is, Bijan had 118 yards on 16, 17 touches. Again, get out. Don't stop them from making mistakes. But I think they could have been significantly more efficient. But again, you got to take credit for if they open the door, you walk through it. So I'm not taking stuff away from the Panthers, but I do want to put. I'm always looking for what I call sustainable, right? What about that game that they did that going into this week you're looking at and saying, oh, they can do that exact same effort and get the same result? There's really not much.
Yeah, you're beholden on the other team to help you out. Josh, what'd you think of at least the first drive by Bryce Young?
I think it's the home road split thing. I don't quite get it yet. Obviously, we understand why it's hard to play on the road in the NFL. Bryce Young, a 1-19 record as a starter on the road, and we saw how turnover. The turnovers that he had the first 2 games were incredibly costly, particularly in the Atlanta game. But then against Atlanta, week 2 in Arizona, against Atlanta, he seemed like somebody that stayed on script, and it was a good script, and they got a score on the first drive, and Bryce took care of the ball. I can't even remember any throws where I felt the ball was in doubt, let alone Bryce Young made bad decisions. So when he's on, it almost seems like crazy idea here, Adam, that Bryce is more under control when the Panthers are leading games versus having to come from behind. Even though we did see Bryce nearly bring them back against Arizona, this does seem like a team with what they want to do with Chuba and with Rico Dowdle, who I also thought was really good on Sunday, is really, really impactful when they're playing ahead.
All right,
Can I just build off one?
Sure.
That first drive had maybe my favorite Dave Canales play call since he showed up in Carolina, which was the 4th and 3 little rub wheel to Terrell McMillan down the left side. It was trust. It was early putting trust in Bryce. It was, I think, a good go for it on 4th and 3.
Absolutely.
It wasn't the conservative where if it doesn't work, like you can explain why you did it. Because if that doesn't work, you look like a fool. It was. I don't even think it was best executed, but the play call was so good. The throw was a little late, a little slow, but it was so wide open that it worked anyway. You trusted your guy in Terrell McMillan. That was. Easily, that play call, not even the execution of it, was my highlight for the offense.
So here's the thing.
The opposite was true, by the way, of Atlanta's first drive. To Adam's point, throwing the ball 7 times in the 9 plays. I was in the press box watching it, counting the throws. I was like, "What? Who thought this was the right script to come up with against this Panthers defense?"
Yeah, I mean, for my money, like sometimes coaches overthink things. And I think Atlanta definitely overthought that game. Let me move on to the Tar Heels. Tim, provide, like they don't play this weekend, so we can't, it's not going to be awful. Provide hope.
Okay, hope. Well, I was in attendance. My parents live in Orlando. I was down there visiting.
Oh, okay.
So my dad, my brother, and I, just as fans, went to the UCF. I'd never been to the bounce house, as they call it, and we just went and checked it out. The biggest concern for me,
right,
for you,
See,
UNC.
I sense you're not providing hope.
I'll bring it around at the end. It felt disjointed. Where when somebody made a bad play, I'm just so used to team sports. There's 8 teammates running up to that guy, patting him on the shoulders. Some maybe hitting him in the chest, like, "Hey, you're good. We got you." I just didn't feel that at all, and that could be explained by saying there's 70-something new players on a roster. They were into this cycle of circus, whatever you want to call it, with Belichick, and they haven't gone through the battles and licked their wounds yet. So maybe a bye week is a time where, away from the spotlight, they can bond a little bit, and you can come out on the other side at least more set up to fight, right? Because it's one thing to not be winning, right? It's sports, somebody's going to lose. It's another to not be winning, and you don't feel that at least attempted rally, right? The way I've been describing it is, in my playing career, I played at the University of Delaware. Our rallying cry when we were down was people remember comebacks.
Right.
It's a dumb thing to say. It's like,
they do.
But it gives you a reason to think like being down 17 is an opportunity rather than a reason to hang your head. We just go up and down the sideline. People remember comebacks. I didn't see any kind of communication like that from UNC. So maybe if they can find that on a bye week, the rest of this season can be a little bit more uplifting, or at least try hard.
I'm not sure you gave me hope. Josh Graham, provide hope.
Do you want a fun answer or do you want an actual answer?
This is an entertainment program, Josh.
The fun answer is the buyout's only $1 million.
Oh, that's not hope.
Buyouts work multiple ways, it turns out. I mean, that is a better answer than looking forward to the Jordan Hudson Hulu series, or Jordan Hudson the book, or Jordan Hudson the perfume that you read about.
So have you already read Us Weekly? Have you already read the piece?
What do you? It's my day off, of course. Don't you on your day off read your Us Weekly magazines that are just sitting there? Anyway,
it's in the mailbox. We get it delivered to the house. I kid.
The other Jordan is a reason for optimism. I think Jordan Shipp is pretty good.
Jordan Shipp is good.
Yeah.
They just need somebody to throw the ball to Jordan Shipp.
Jordan in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, the other Jordan. the other Jordan. Do you think
Jordan with an A?
Yeah. Do you think
honestly though, I think on Sunday I actually asked a similar question to somebody a lot smarter than all of us. Bill Polian was in the Panthers press box, and we talked about this for a little bit. And the point he made was, I know the way Bill Belichick thinks, and the way Bill Belichick thinks is the first 4 games, kind of like the NFL, and he even said it in a press conference about a month ago, is him trying out stuff to see what works and what doesn't. And I guarantee you, going into the bye week and having that there's going to be a more defined identity of what this team is coming out of the bye week. Now, it's Clemson out of the bye week, but maybe North Carolina has a little bit more structure coming out of the bye week. And the schedule, it isn't as daunting as we thought before, even, of course, the Clemson game, and going to Syracuse now that their starting quarterback is out for the year. So the schedule that we thought was already easy, Adam, turns out to be even easier than we had thought.
No, it's not.
Maybe North Carolina.
It's harder.
What do you mean?
It's harder than we thought.
What do you mean?
Because Carolina,
Georgia Tech.
The schedule is only easy relative to the team who's got it. This team is way worse than anybody thought they'd be.
In points per game, there are I think I saw there's only 3 teams that are scoring less points per game in the ACC than North Carolina, and one of them is Clemson. So,
helpful, guys.
Right, exactly. Well, I didn't say I was going to provide hope. I asked you, and both of you failed at it. So,
Dayton Lillard yelling at that angry Blazer lady 10 years ago on Twitter, I'm trying.
Yeah. All right. Final question. I did not give you a heads up on this, Josh, so I'm going to go to Tim first so you can ponder your answer. Mm-hmm. I need a Ryder Cup hot take from you, Tim Donnelly.
All right, I have 2 in my head.
You can give me both. It's
okay,
fine. Josh might need time.
My first is, and I've been saying this for a long time, is we need to revamp the captain situation.
Okay.
And go get a team sport coach that maybe doesn't even understand golf, but understands like dynamics of humans and pairings and who can play well together. And I'm talking about, obviously, Team USA. I don't care what Europe does, and you put USA in your chest, I'm rooting for that squad. So like. You need to go empower just because Team USA basketball did it. Like a Coach K, only there aren't those in golf. So go find get a Bill Belichick. No,
Right.
I'm kidding. Get somebody from a team
According
sport.
to Josh, he's going to be available.
We'll see. I don't think Ryder Cup can afford the buyout. There's
Yeah, they can.
You need a team sport coach to handle a team in an individual sport. And my second is, and I used to say this about the when the WGC Dell match play was going on, there needs to be a high-profile match play event on the PGA Tour regular schedule, and there needs to be automatic qualifiers into the Ryder Cup based on that.
Whoa.
Because it is different when you're out there one-on-one, mano-a-mano with the people that you're playing with than stroke play. And having your automatic you can have your normal automatic qualifiers, but then maybe also 3 for like the top 3 or the whatever based on a match play, because you need – I always use like Kisner as the example, or a Horschel. You need some of these guys that maybe are okay in stroke play, but when they can like look into your eyes and sense it and, wait till the right moment to give you the putt. Like when that's involved, I think you need to get those guys in there.
Yeah, well, Ricky Fowler's always going to give the putt. He did that 2 years ago in Rome, even though Tommy Fleetwood, who at the time wasn't a good putter, had about 4 feet. He said, pick it up.
Until we get like a Jay Wright to coach him up on how to do it, right? You need to go get a good team coach to look at Ricky and go, no, Ricky, that's not what we do.
No, what are we
you wait
doing?
till he's lined up and then you give it to him.
Oh, it's like calling a timeout right before they snap the football. Josh, give me your Ryder Cup hot take.
The Ryder Cup needs to be in February, not in September, because I honestly forgot the Ryder Cup was happening until today. Woke up this morning, saw it. Sorry. A lot of football stuff happening right now. I do agree. That's a great take that Coach K should be hired. I mean, is Jerry Colangelo in charge of the Ryder Cup? If he is, that's a great idea to bring him in. And also, just because I get accused of, recycling takes and being unoriginal at times.
Who accuses you of that?
I just think the Ryder Cup should be in Greensboro. That's all I'm saying. Send it to the Coliseum. That's now not the Greensboro Coliseum. It's now something else. It's called the First Horizon Coliseum. And let's just have it indoors, and then you could turn it into Tiger's weird thing that looks a lot like the Adam Sandler movie.
I appreciate
doing weird things.
I appreciate Josh staying on brand. See, that was good. No, I do. I appreciate you staying on brand. Hey, look, they could have it at Bryant Park, which is an amazing golf course. They could go to Tanglewood, which is near Greensboro.
I'm at the point, like Josh has said, he's got a little one at home. I've got a couple little ones. I'm in favor of not having to travel. Let's get every exciting sporting event within like a 2-hour drive from where I stand, and I'll be. Yeah. I'll do a whole bunch of crazy things to make that happen.
Sedgefield's too small for a ride. No, it is for a Ryder Cup. It's too small.
Well, that's what we need to think about. We need to look at the skills of the USA team and build the course to work like Michael Jordan does with his down in Florida, where all the fairways become like 10 yards wide. Right as soon as you can outdrive Tiger, Michael Jordan, it becomes much more difficult at his course.
That's what they did in Rome.
Yes,
and it didn't work for us.
That's true too.
Tim Donnelly, Josh Graham, I appreciate both of you. For just allowing me to watch the Ryder Cup while you guys talked about things.
Can I say one thing before I leave, Adam?
Yes.
I just retweeted this onto my page at Josh Graham Show. The Clark family, Sean Clark's family, has put a GoFundMe out there to help support his family in Orlando, and it's been a tough week for those who knew Sean. So I just wanted to let people know about that. It's on my X page. It's on Pete Thamels. They just have a GoFundMe page to support them. So consider helping the former App State coach's family.
By the way, the App is putting his number 61 on the back of their helmets. They're playing at Boise State. Josh, well done, sir. I'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.
You got it, Tim Donnelly. Thank you so much. We'll be listening at 3 o'clock while you have to do a radio show.
Don't change the channel. Leave it right up here on the studio.
Watching the Ryder Cup, because it's not easy. All right, we'll come back. We'll rewind next.
From the heels,
touchdown, Carolina,
to the canes.
She scores!
He covers it all. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers.
Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
You've only got so many weekends. Spend one doing something nobody saw coming. Is it a party, a festival, a race? It's all of that, and all at once. Concerts, tailgating, unbelievable action, 100 reasons to say this is actually awesome. It's fast, it's wild. It's the cutoff race in NASCAR's playoffs, the Wild Card Weekend. The Bank of America Roval 400, Sunday, October 5th. Get tickets at charlottemotorspeedway.com.
Whether it's helping you work, save, or steer clear from fraud, AARP North Carolina is making sure your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do. Each week, AARP Without Limits meets people and explores topics to help improve how we live and age in North Carolina. You can also learn more about getting the most out of life by listening to AARP Without Limits wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Are you taking care of someone on Medicare? Navigating Medicare can be overwhelming. You're not alone. The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program can help you figure out what steps to take and when. SHIP counselors can answer your questions. Visit ncship.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. If you are ready to fire up your Saturdays, FanDuel's got a boost you do not want to miss. It is called Boostin' with the Boys, which sounds like a country music song, but it's giving everybody a chance, a college football profit boost every single week. Here's how it works. Everybody's in the pool. That's right. Real games, real teams, real Saturdays, extra payout on the line. Get your profit boost today. FanDuel.com/AGS. FanDuel.com/AGS. Have fun this weekend. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
As a school nurse, I feel like we're really that contact for the schools between the Department of Public Health and what goes on in the school system.
The face of the Department of Public Health in our school is our nurse, Nurse Emma. All the communication that she was receiving and direction she was receiving, she made sure to communicate with us and be a wonderful partner with us.
These kids need their routines.
NC Public Health. Everywhere, every day, everyone.
One Adam.
Gold.
One Adam.
Gold.
Is he married to a person or just himself?
Because I feel like that's very Aaron Rodgery of him to have the twist in there.
It's a very good question.
Oh, I don't know. We still don't know if it's a person.
Would he get down on one knee to ask himself over an ayahuasca?
Yes.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. All Fleetwood Mac today for, well, Tommy Fleetwood and Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, obviously.
So I let those, our two gentlemen, Josh Graham and Tim Donnelly, I let them handle the Ryder Cup hot takes. Here's my Ryder Cup hot takes before we do a quick rewind and talk about the Canes tonight, who are in Tampa. All of the digging into analytics and data and why this works, why this doesn't, why nobody wins, like why Europe has won more than the United States. And since they've added the continental Europe to what was Great Britain and Ireland, it took a while, but the Europeans have a better record than the United States. And for a while, it seemed like they were always winning. Here's my read on it. We have always, it's not very I don't believe it's complicated. We have always underestimated how close the gap is between the best player and the worst player in these competitions. We have always underestimated how small the margin is. Because the worst player at the Ryder Cup is capable of going out and shooting 60. Worst player. The best player at the Ryder Cup, probably not capable of doing any better than that. So, any given day, the best player can get beat by the worst player. In this, it is not the same as other competitions. I don't believe it's about camaraderie. I don't believe it's about even pairings, although I will criticize Keegan Bradley for putting Colin Morikawa in a spot he should not have been put in today. When we went through the whole process of deciding who was going to make the team, and I argued that Keegan Bradley wasn't a slam dunk to make the team, therefore he should not pick himself. We misranked the players who were his captain's picks. Because if there was a player who he chose, who he probably should not have, it was Colin Morikawa. The worst putter in the field here, one of the worst putters on tour, and not so long that this golf course was going to play to his strengths. To me, he was always going to be an ill fit for this competition because of the golf course. And Morikawa this morning was no good. Now, he wasn't alone. Russell Henley was no good. Scotty Scheffler was only okay. More than any other sport, golf is feel. Tension bothers you more than any other sport. And I think the European sides just play with a little bit more freedom than the Americans do. Because the Americans feel like there is pressure to win, almost like they're defending something, whereas the European teams have always felt the opposite. For decades, they were the underdog, mostly because most of their players played the other tour, played the European Tour. Now, every single player on the European team, except for the two who play on LIV, Jon Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton, who both used to play the PGA Tour, every single player plays the PGA Tour exclusively and, for the most part, lives in the United States. There's no difference now. These are all PGA Tour players, again, except for the 3 total players who play on LIV. But as a group, the Europeans still feel to me like they are going out to grab something as opposed to the Americans who are trying to protect it. And those are two very different feels. And until the U.S. can figure out, and I don't know that it's easy. I was stunned that the betting line was so decidedly American. The U.S. still can win this. They can win it by a lot. It's close, and they're winning this afternoon. But for me, we have always underestimated just how good all the players are. They've just risen to the occasion more. It really is. I mean, momentum matters in this more than any other element of golf. All right, let's do a rewind. All right, Al Hood from Canes Country. We never did talk about the Tar Heels. Probably a good idea. Al Hood came on. And we were talking about the Canes who are in Tampa tonight. And look, if you're a Hurricanes fan, you can watch at hurricanes.com. And when you watch, let's go with a plan because we're seeing very few Hurricanes. We're seeing the uniforms, but there's probably maybe 3 guys in the lineup that we're going to see on opening night, barring injury. William Carrier, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Alexander Nikishin. That's probably it. Anyway, we talked about Kotkaniemi in that for him, this is the preseason really does matter. I thought he was good on Wednesday because he's looking at us. Where in the lineup? He's going to be in the lineup, but where in the lineup is he going to be? And I think he was good Wednesday, but Al Hood and I talked about the fact that there's probably another level he needs to get to.
Well, totally, and it's what Canes fans have been waiting for ever since he signed the contract, and it's the whole reason why there's the discussion about what are they going to do at center. You don't talk about Stankoven even potentially centering a line if he had achieved the level that you needed him to achieve. Looking at kind of peeking at Ryan Hinkle, he's got what the green group lines were at practice. He is putting Nadeau on KK's wing as well. So that's going to be interesting as well too, because it seems that these two are speaking of someone else who's being given every opportunity to show out. I think everybody's kind of interested to see where Nadeau's going to go on this. So playing as the top line, does Nadeau's improvement continue? Are they building chemistry? Is the fact that Kotkaniemi is actually helping him out and improving, and it kind of builds the confidence on that end. And so it's it's the preseason. You don't want to read too much into some of this stuff because the lines and the lineups are so different.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, you just kind of nailed it. Like you can use KK has a spot, but the question is, what spot is it?
Right. And,
are we potentially auditioning him to where maybe he can be a piece and a move somewhere along the way as well? By the way, I've always been a person who said that, yeah, maybe he's not playing up to the contract that he signed, but we're starting to see it with the way the salary cap is exploding. The number is basically coming into place with about his level.
Right.
So
pretty close.
It's pretty close to me. It's still worth the investment. I was really happy to see what I saw with him, Svetch, and Nadeau on Wednesday night, and I'm glad that at least Nadeau and KK are being paired together again tonight. I think that's a sign of, hey, at least this worked. Let's see if we can continue it.
It's a good, really good opportunity again. 3 games in a row for Bradley Nadeau. Real quick on KK. I mean, the onus is on him to perform and play the way that the head coach wants him to play. If he does that, he stands a decent chance of being a center on one of Carolina's top 2 scoring lines, whether it's, KK in between Svechnikov and Stankoven or Svechnikov and Blake. I don't know. And I do think it was interesting that it practiced the other day. It was Taylor Hall who was skating with Stankoven and Svechnikov, and Blake who was skating with Kotkaniemi. And I think Eric Robinson on the third scoring line, 4th line. So I think there's a lot of things that are still fluid. But Kotkaniemi has every opportunity in the world to prove that he belongs in an elevated role. I'll tell you one more thing. We didn't talk about it with Al. I'll tell you one more thing that I was encouraged by. Now, obviously, because the lineup was light, Jesperi Kotkaniemi killed penalties. And that is an element that if I were KK, I would make clear that I want to add, A, it's ice time. B, it's also time for you to show that you can handle the responsibility of that. Aho and Jarvis are great. Martinook and Stahl are great. Robinson is a good penalty killer. Mark Jankowski is a good penalty killer. If Rod feels like he needs 3 units, he might want to use Jankowski. But if Kotkaniemi can kill penalties effectively, it eliminates the need to use Mark Jankowski for that. KK could do that. And he needs to be able to do that. He needs to incorporate that into his game. But I think these preseason games are so more important for him than maybe anybody else, especially when we're talking about players who are going to be in the lineup on the roster on opening night. As for Nadeau, who will play for the 3rd straight time tonight, I love the bounce back. I love the way he played. I thought he was Carolina's best player on Wednesday. Now, I don't expect Carolina's lineup to win in Tampa tonight. Certainly not with the goaltending. Pyotr Kochetkov has been hurt. We have not seen him at all. We saw Anderson, who didn't have to do anything in his first 2 periods against Florida on Wednesday. We're going to see Amir Miftakov probably start tonight. We might see Quapp, the kid, I think he's German. We're going to see him as a backup and probably play a period. But I don't expect Carolina to win or even be close tonight, to be honest. But I want to see when Kotkaniemi, Jost, and Nadeau are on the ice, I want to see Bradley Nadeau play the way he played on Wednesday, which was without fear. Be a playmaker, and I thought he was really good. And if you are a fan of watching the prospects elevate throughout the system, that had to be really good to see, because I think Nadeau made a very good statement on Wednesday night. We'll also see Alexander Nikishin. What did Rod Brindamore say? Was it yesterday? That we might not see the real Alexander Nikishin for another couple of years?
Yeah.
Is he pumping the brakes on everybody?
I know.
He's not wrong. So we want these guys to be. It's like I've seen a lot of people who think that Charles Alexis Legault has played so well that he's pushing for a spot in the lineup now. That is not the case. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been off the charts. He certainly hasn't put himself in position where, hey, he might be. No, that's not going to happen yet. He needs to go to another level if you want to force your way into the conversation. Right now, I would say that Legault is going to end up in Chicago, easy, and he'll play heavy minutes there. But he is certainly interesting. By the way, tonight, Alexander Nikishin looks like he's going to play with Joel Nyström on the back end. Nyström has actually looked good. I think he only played Monday, but I thought he looked good on Monday. Anyway, Victoria, thank you very much. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday.
Making more sports sense than social media trolls. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam.
I'm Adam Gold, and I'm there.
Tim.
I'm Tim Donnelly, and I'm there.
Dennis.
I'm Dennis Cox, and I'm there.
Victoria.
I'm Victoria Bodenecker, and I'm there.
Paul.
I'm Paul Eihander, and I'm there too.
You'll find them all here on the brand new 99.9 The Fan app. To work, to school.